Good morning, everyone. Hello, welcome. I am on time today. That never happens. I'm usually early or massively late, but today I am on time. So I have some new people here already. There's 23 of us. Wow. So Felicia, hi peeps. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I might be awake for the beginning. Yeah, I saw your change around that you did of your sewing room, so you could get your cylindrical arm sewing machine into the sewing room. So that looks awesome. And wonderful feline overlord picture as well. Susan's here. Hi, Shiny Peeps. Hope everyone has a great week. KB chat time. Yay. Hi, Susan. Nimue says, hello, everyone. I managed to be early for once. Nice. Welcome. Barbara says, hi, Shiny Peeps. Another Sunday hangout to enjoy. I hope everyone is well. Very well, thank you. How are you? Caroline is here. Morning, Peeps. Hi. Silver Fox says, hi, Peeps. Hello. Welcome. So we are going to be starting off with another list of very wonderful people that have joined the Patreon Peeps. And it's a huge list again, which genuinely amazes me. So welcome to Kathy Logue. Thank you. Catrice Farah, Caroline Gillum, Romana Leister, Carolina Zook, Treasures Noir, Catherine Essery, Jan Edge, Ellen Festoy, Emily Lowe, Vanessa Hughes, Sarah Friedrich, Jenny W., Deborah Harney, and Cara Law. Thank you very much for joining the Patreon Peeps, you guys. It genuinely has blown me away how many people have taken me up on watching the waffles. So yay, thank you. Okay, Justin UK is here. Hello. Elena says, hello, lovely shiny peeps. Hello. Lynn's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Chris says, hi, guys. Glad to make it for the chat from South Australia. Good evening, Chris. Mim says, hello, Sean, just on time. How are you today? And hello, everyone. I'm very good, thank you. Having said that, I am going to take some drugs because it's 11 o'clock, so I can. I haven't timed this very well. I need to take these before I start the hangout, don't I? So, yes. I did start today in a very different outfit. I had my grey marble 9199 on, and then the owl jumper that Mum's knit for me, which I do love. I love that owl jumper, but it felt very, very grayscale. I mean, it was. I've got grey tights on and everything, and grey slipper boots. The whole works. But I just, I wanted a bit of colour, so I went and changed into the same dress in a different fabric, and then this red cardigan. So, well, I hate taking tablets. That's better. But yeah, wanted some colour today. Wanted some colour. So the plan is that we're going to work on the Deer and Doe Cardamom dress. As you can see in the back here, I've got a little bit of it done, and I'm really liking how it's turned out so far. Although I do think that they're daft to have not asked me to put the buttonholes in to this bit ahead of time. And I'm thinking I actually might not even bother putting any buttonholes and buttons in, because honestly, I don't know that I'm ever going to want to wear it. Oh, buttoned up like that. I'm not sure that I'm ever going to want to wear it with that neckline buttoned up. I don't know that that's me. I might try and see if I can get the buttonholes and buttons in. I'm doing as I'm told with this pattern, and it's just, well, I mean, I'm not. I've fully lined the bodice, and you're meant to turn this edge over and top stitch it on, but I wanted to make it out of corduroy, so I wanted it to be fully lined. Yeah, I do think I should have done the buttonholes and buttons ahead of time, but they didn't tell me to, so I didn't. So yeah, I've got tower plackets to put in, sleeves to finish, and then a skirt to do. And I don't know which one I should do first. I mean, I know I should probably work on the sleeves first, because they have intricate tower plackets to put in, but I know that I'm talking to you guys at the same time. I probably will fluff that up. Also, the cuffs on this are super narrow, so I'm trusting them. I'm thinking it's going to look quite cute. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I've got enough fabric that if this doesn't work out the way I like it, I can recut the cuffs much wider, because I do tend to prefer a wider cuff. But then this sleeve is meant to be 3/4 long, and I've added, like, how much have I added to this? 4.5 inches of length to it, so that it would come down, because I know that I wouldn't wear a 3/4 sleeve one of these. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's see. Mim says, what are you taking for your pain at the moment? That was just paracetamol. I'm alternating between ibuprofen and paracetamol. The ibuprofen works better. But yeah, I really want to stay off drugs, as I've said many times now, as long as I possibly can. And I've tried the gabapentin and pregloban before, and they both just did not work for me pain relief wise, and they just made me very groggy. So at the moment, I am just on over-the-counter medication. I had my second psychologist appointment on Friday, and she wanted to see me in person rather than on the phone this time. So that was good. I mean, it was awful, but good awful, if that makes sense. I've got 4 more of those booked, and I don't know if I get any more after that. I'm not sure. And I'm still waiting for the acupuncture. And then I went to the maxillofacial surgeon unit to try and book an appointment, because they said they were going to ring me within a week for the last time I was there, and I haven't heard from them, and it was shut. So fun times. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Elena says, by the way, Sean, you didn't butcher my name badly. You almost got it perfectly. Yay! Yay! Almost. Oh, that's so cool. Nimue says, grey November days need colour. Yes. Yes, I can't believe it's nearly Christmas. Well, nearly December. Almost Vlogmas. I'm just, yeah. How did that happen? I am going to be glad to see the back of this year. This year has sucked. So, yeah. Box 3D is here. Hello, peeps. Hi. Silver Fox says, yeah, no buttons. Chris says, love your hair, Sean. Thank you. Maverick says, morning, everyone, from a very damp Kent. Good morning. Silver Fox says, remember, patterns are guidelines. We sew so we can make it how we like. Exactly. Exactly. I do think, though, I've read, well, I say read, I've skimmed through this, and I'm not sure where they say to actually put the buttonholes in. Because you'd think they'd get you to do it before you put it into the bodice. But there is no mention of buttonholes. But then you go through, and the only time they say finally sew buttonholes and buttons is for the cuff. So yeah, the buttonholes and buttons for the bib bit are kind of missing. So I'm wondering if that was an omission, but I kind of want to put them in because I know there's going to be buttonholes and buttons on the cuffs, and it might look quite nice, like it is a shirt that's just under a pinafore for the, yeah. So I don't know. But this is wearable muslin fodder, because this is the fabric that they sent me as Cadbury purple cord. And yeah, when I rang them, they were like, yeah, that's not Cadbury's purple. Like, no, it's not. So they let me keep this for half price. I could have sent it back and had a full refund, but they were just like, look, it's already been cut. Do you want to keep it? And it is a really pretty color. So I kept it. And then the Savannah pieces are remnants from the 30 meters that I bought a couple of years ago. I still have about 8 meters there. I have about 8 full meters left. And this is making me think that this is going to be a nice dress, but I don't know if I'm going to love it because the skirt on this as well is not overly full, and we all know how I feel about very full skirts, although I am wearing one today that's not very full as well. So I'm thinking that this is going to make me want a a shirt dress from the Savannah with long sleeves, and then a pinafore dress from the Cord. And yeah, it's making me think that that's going to be what I want, because I love the idea of this look. As you guys know, I very much like the idea of like layering pieces over each other in the winter, especially because I do want to keep wearing my viscose dresses, and you know, they are only viscose. So I mean, I live in a very moderate, mild country. We do get cold. It does get down to like 0 degrees, but that's about as cold as it gets. I mean, if I lived in a country that went -20, then this would not be an option. But I'm thinking that I'm going to finish this dress because it's part of my Make 9, and I am determined to get that done this year. My myosotis is what I'm going to try and work on tomorrow, and that is going to be wildly inappropriate for the time of year that it gets finished. And I actually think that I'm not a huge fan of the fabric on me. I think the fabric's beautiful, but I don't think it's for me. And I made the orchid dress and the myosotis in it. Now I love the orchid, and I'm going to remake the orchid at some point. But the myosotis is really a wild card for me that I either I'm going to love or I'm going to hate. So, but I think I'm going to end up selling or donating both of those dresses because the fabric is not right for me. I have booked to have my colors done. There were a couple of people just saying, oh, well, you know what you like just save the money and use it for fabric. I'm actually going to tie it in with the no dress for a month experiment, because the Nicola, the lady that I found on the island, she's coming for a couple of hours, and she's gonna sort of like do a kind of like body shape consultation as well. So I'm hoping that I can make quite an interesting video out of it, because I was always very like, oh, you know, getting your colours done, it's a very 80s thing, and apparently it was the late 60s when it was invented. And mum had hers done in the 80s, and she swears by it and lives by it. And the kind of experiment of wearing my separates was really interesting, because there were certain things that I put on I just really didn't feel great in, and they were the more muted kind of like darker colors. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Hopefully I can edit it in such a way that it would be interesting to watch. My last 2 videos have not done as well as I was hoping they were going to, which is really sad, but never mind. I'm very proud of the editing of them, so yeah. But the navy sleeve one was kind of like a bit of a risk, though. It's like, can I really justify putting out an entire video about fixing some sleeves? But I thought it was quite funny the way it was done, and then I thought, like, to me it was obvious the way that I fixed it, but so many people were like, oh no, just sew a patch, and it was like, oh yeah, but that's going to be really difficult to do and make it look good on the inside. So I thought it would be hopefully helpful to some people. So yeah. So Felicia says, I've started a new meditation and it seems to be helping to reduce my pain. Oh, very cool. The psychologist, when we were chatting, she was like, you know, there's coping mechanisms to help you deal with pain, and this is how your brain processes pain. And we were talking about it, and I was telling her about some of mine. She's like, you're already doing a lot of the things that I was going to advise you to do. So yeah. It's I mean, I'm not expecting this to be a cure, but it's going to be very interesting. So Elena says, and if something, you can always skip it. My last name. Oh, am I saying your first name sort of correctly, Elena? Hopefully I am. Catherine says, morning all, taking it easy today as have COVID flu boosters last night. Oh, you poor thing. Tia says, good morning, Sean and Peeps, good morning. Mim says, "It sounds so difficult to get any medical appointment in the UK. I'm sorry and hoping everything will be okay soon." I mean, we have the plus side that everything is NHS, so it's, it's not free. We pay our national insurance for it, but yeah. But, yeah, yeah. It'd be a lot quicker if I could afford to go private. Really want to check my lottery ticket. I might have won the lottery. That would be nice. Elena says, "But why would you want buttons on that bib?" Well, I mean, it's just how the pattern, they've written the pattern, and I mean, I get it. One of the nice things about this is that it's going to always sit in that position. I'm never going to, like, you're never going to have to like wrangle it. If it was two separate garments, it's sewn into that position. But yeah. Elena says, it's like -10-ish every day here, but it's just beginning of winter, likely with -30 in winter. Brr. Brr. It is very cold. Romana says, "I just got my colours done because I was frustrated with my closet, and I'm really happy I did it because it makes choosing colours so much easier and I can focus on the styles of clothes that I want." Yeah, I think I have a pretty good idea of what does and doesn't suit me. I think it's going to be interesting to find out for definite. I have a feeling that there are a few fabrics back here that are never going to get made up and that I'm going to have to sell because they just won't suit me. But we shall see. My niece is texting me. What is my niece texting me? Ah, it's a Christmas tree from Idorrocks with a camel on the top. So cute. Um, Catherine says, "There's a recent article in New Scientist about how chronic pain should really be treated as its own thing." Yeah, yeah. Mum was listening to something the other day where this lady had a problem with her knee, and it turns out it wasn't so much actually it was a brain thing rather than a physical thing because because the knee problem had gone on for so long, the brain had just interpreted it as like, oh, this is the norm, and was sending out the same um, pain receptors, or sending out the same pain signals, even though the knee is actually quite a lot better. And it wasn't. It had fused, and she ended up having to learn to rewalk. But there was a ketamine treatment that they gave her, um, which I've also been hearing lots of things that the ketamine treatments have been really good for drug-resistant depression as well. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be like I've said, I'm trying to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks and stay off medication for as long as I can. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Silver Fox says, "As someone who has done huge historical sleeves, they really are a beast in their own way. In their own. The way you fixed it is the best. It gave you the look you want, and more importantly, the inside finish." Yes. Yes. No, if I'd have tried to do a patch, it would not have been nearly as easy to do if I without laying the sleeve out flat and pinning the thing on and then turning it in the underneath under. So yeah. Elena says, "You are. My first name is an easy one. My original maiden name one is even more difficult." I remember going to the doctor's once, and I changed my name to my married name, and the surname was Welgemoed, which is an Afrikaans surname, and it was the doctors where they over the loud tannoy call out the patient's name to get you to come in for your appointment. And so I checked in, and they were like, "Sian Welchimoto." I was like, "What?" I mean, I recognized it as my name, but it was just like, really? Really? It was really funny, actually. On our wedding day, the registrar who was marrying us hadn't checked ahead of time how our names were spelled or pronounced. Sorry, how our names were pronounced. So she got mine right, but my ex's name was Monet, but it's spelled Morne with like a little hyphen over the E. And so she was saying, "Do you mourn? Take Sean." And he was like, "I'm Monet." It was so funny. Oh dear. I've got a hot chocolate. I really ought to drink it while it's still warm. But yeah, names are hilarious. One thing I really dislike is having my name changed in any way. I hate it when people call me Shani or like change my name in any way. And I think that is because just growing up, my name was really not very common. So like lots of people, and I mean, if I'd lived in Wales, it would have been fine because it's a Welsh name. But growing up in the UK, new and we moved quite frequently, schools and stuff, and new teachers just being like, Sean, Sian. The best one I had was Stan. Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't an attractive child, but I, I was like, I look like a girl, right? So yeah, I really dislike it when people play with my name, especially people who know how to say my name. Um, like if I meet you and you don't know how my name is pronounced or said, and you get it wrong, that's fine. I get it. Like it's not a regular like, oh, I understand how this is said. Like last night I was teaching Alexa how to say my name, and she's been calling me Cyan, and there were three options, and one of them was Sean, and then another one was something else, and they were like, well, can you write it down phonetically so that we get it right? And so it was Sharn, and she now calls me Sean. So yeah. um but that was quite funny. The chat seems to either have frozen or you guys are just not very talkative today because nobody said anything for a while. So I'm gonna drink my hot chocolate, and then I think I'm gonna work on this skirt for this dress because trying to do a tower placket and chat to you guys at the same time I think is a recipe for disaster. So let's work on the skirt. Elena says, my headmaster in high school came to me a couple of days before my graduation and recorded me saying my maiden name to practice. Oh, that's so lovely. That's really thoughtful. That's really thoughtful. Did anyone splurge in the Black Friday sales? I bought myself a 5th generation Alexa Dot. She didn't activate. That's good. My I was at my sister-in-law's, and my niece has an Alexa in her room, and she has. Do I have a photo of it? I don't know that I do. Did I take a picture of it? Did I? There's lots of pictures of clothes and Chiana on here. No, I didn't take a picture of it. Like I miss having a Dot in my room because my Dot is down here in the sewing room and the other one is in the kitchen. But it's a speaker, and also I can tie my smart plugs to it. And like I say, my niece had this little guy as the stand. Like she had one for the flat Dot, but I'm getting this little. Mine's the white one, the ball-shaped white one. So I am totally buying myself a tortoise turtle holder for my Alexa because that is awesome. Oh, sorry. Be quiet. I didn't buy any fabric. I didn't splurge in the Something Delightful sale because they didn't have a sale on. They usually put their prices down to the $6.99, $5.99, $4.99. Used to be $2.99 for Buttericks and McCall's. And then they have a percentage off as well, but they didn't this year. They just put their prices down. And in all honesty, my pattern list, I've got a pattern list, and there are a few that I really would like, but I did manage to get over the $75 for free shipping, but I was doing that by putting ones in that I was just like meh about. There was probably about 4 that I was like, I really want these things. One of which is Julian's, and it's Julian's birthday today. He's probably not watching, and he probably won't watch, but happy birthday, Julian. I have said it on his Facebook page as well, but yeah. Yeah, there was only like 4 patterns that I was really, really wanting. And then the rest were kind of like meh about. So yeah, I haven't bought any new patterns, and I didn't go crazy in the Lady McElroy sale either. I very nearly bought some red coating to go in with my Make 9 projects for next year, because that's going to be one of them. But they have a bright red and a cranberry. And I was kind of like, I was thinking, oh, actually, I'd like to get my colours done to see if I should go for the bright red, which I do think actually suits me, or if I should be going for the cranberry colour. So I've also kind of realised that if I do want new fabrics, I'm actually going to buy them at wholesale. I have to buy a minimum of 10 meters, but I think I'm going to buy them wholesale going forward rather than buying them at the retail price, because it is a little bit cheaper, and it is nice having that extra fabric on hand just in case. So yeah, let's see. Mim says, oh, I can sing several songbooks about saying saying or writing my last name wrong. Yeah, the Greek names. Elena says, I'm super chatty today because I don't want to have cutting session, but I must. Mim says, yeah, Sherwood's and Black Friday, I went a little nuts. Not to forget Modes for You. Oh, Modes for You are shutting down, aren't they? I'm very sad about that. Nimoy says, when teaching tutorials at uni, I'd always purposefully mispronounce names I wasn't sure about to nudge people to teach me properly and not wave it off as good enough. Close enough. Vox3D says, I finally got an apron pattern. I had a new favourite for 1 year, the Uptown apron from Trish Newberry Design. Nice. Silver Fox says, no, the term Black Friday is awfully triggering here in Australia for anyone who has to live through bushfires. I mean, 2019 was called Black Summer, so the last few days have been hard. Oh, gosh, I hadn't even realised that. I'm very sorry. Nimoy says, it was language arts degree. After all, mostly aspiring teachers' names deserve care. Yes. Susan says, does the new vacuum cleaner count as a splurge? Totally. As long as you bought it for you. Nimoy says, my Something Delightful wish list covers $75. I don't think I should, though. I don't know. Like I say, that some of the ones in there, I was just, they're so similar to stuff that I've already got that I was just like, no. But there were a few that I was like, oh, I would really like that. But like I say, there was 4 of those. And I needed sort of 17 to get over the limit. Elena says, I missed the whole Black Friday thing. My time management is not my best characteristic. Uti says, I have been keeping a sewing pattern wish list and got 5 digital ones from it. No impulse buying, so proud of myself. Nice. Yeah, I've got like my sewing pattern wish list as well. And I went through and double checked all the patterns, and I was just like, I took quite a lot off. Okay, let me put this by the door, because if I don't, then I'll forget it and it'll live down here for ages, which is not what you want. My slippers are dying. Mum has told me that I'm not allowed to buy any new ones. I'm not allowed to buy any new ones because they're going to be one of my Christmas presents. So hopefully she'll get me some that actually fit, because these are 2 sizes too big, which is why they drag on the floor as much as they do. Right. Okay, so I think we've decided we're going to work on the skirt, because me trying to puzzle out tower plackets and talk to you guys at the same time is just not going to be a good time, and it's going to go horribly wrong. So, you know, I did a whole bunch of like bundles of fabrics a little while ago. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be able to put like 4 or 5 of them up on the shop. Would anyone be interested in them? Again, you just have to pay postage. I have to put them up at a price, so they're like £1 for the bundle, and then postage on top. Would anyone be interested? Right, this is the back. Let's put my pin in so that I know it's the back. Put my pattern piece away, and we're starting with the lining because I have the cream thread on my machine, because I've been sewing, oh itchy nose, I've been sewing the Savannah pieces. Okay, and this is the front, so I'm going to put a pin in to designate that. So I have red pins for the back and green pins for the front, just in case I forget later. So let's see, where did I get to with the chat? So Felicia says, always great to have some extra fabric. Bought some nice fabrics to make some blouses yesterday. Got to get some sleep now. We'll watch later. Loving your short videos. Very clever ideas. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I know not everybody is loving them, and I appreciate that people have been trying them for me, but honestly, don't change your watch habits just for me. If you prefer the long form content, there's still going to be this hangout and then the Friday videos. Although I am hoping I might get a few more up in December, but we'll, because I've got so many ideas for videos, but I've got to do daily vlogmases, the proper videos, a little bit of behind the scenes waffle for the peeps, although I think all the Patreon peeps have pretty much said that they are fine with maybe 1 waffle a week in Vlogmas, because I do need sleep as well. So yeah. Nimoy says, I'd like to splurge on a black pair of memory shoes I've had my eye on. My size is out of stock, so they won't arrive before January. It doesn't count, right? No, it doesn't. Totally get them. Get them. Buy them. Buy the shoes. Buy the shoes. Teresa says, hi all, just finished my first little girl's Alison tent dress project for Dress a Girl in 2023. This pattern is so cute. Oh, cute. Susan says, don't forget to like the chat. 100 here and 9 likes. Oh wow, there's 101 of us and 26 likes now, but please do like the live hangouts, and really the interaction really helps. If you have time, come back later and leave a little emoji in the comments just to say that you enjoyed it, because again, interaction, it all helps. Makey says, hi everyone, lunchtime here. My son is making passatelle. One of my perks of having half Italian son. No Black Friday purchases here. So Felicia says, I have lots of video ideas and haven't been able to complete and get one up in ages. Yeah. I know the feeling. I've got so many ideas, and they were all scheduled out and it was going so well, and then it all kind of like just, yeah. Conchetta's here. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. Joining a bit late this morning. Sean, I love the shorts. It's fun to see you pop up in my YouTube feed every few days. Oh, thank you. Silver Fox says, I prefer the long form content, however, have been enjoying your shorts because they are informative and aren't just snippets of other videos. So I watch yours. Oh, thank you. Elena says, remember that we are here for you and your well-being is in our best interests. This is true. This is true. This is true. Somebody, when I mentioned that I was taking the waffles private, somebody mentioned that it wasn't like you should get a job, but it was like, oh, but yeah, no, if you went and got a job, then it would mean less content for us anyway. And it's like, yeah. And in all honesty, on the Isle of Wight, currently, the opportunities for getting a job pretty non-existent. So yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I make a really nice living. Like, I really do. But I want to buy my own place and I want to give mum and dad back their spare room. And I would just like my own place again, but I don't want to rent. And, you know, mum and dad are charging me very minimal rent, a lot less than if I was renting somewhere else on the island. So it's the perfect opportunity to be sensible with my money and save up for a deposit for a house. And it's going to take me a couple of years. I know that. But if I make this channel even more successful, then hopefully that will happen a little bit quicker. And I want it for myself. This next sentence is not healthy, and I'm aware of that. I also want it as a bit of a middle finger to my ex, who is one of the reasons that I think he didn't want to be with me anymore, is because of my financial situation. And yeah, I thought that was a little unfair given certain factors, but never mind. Like, the more I think about the last boyfriend, like, it really surprised me. I actually hadn't told anybody that we'd broken up for a very long time. Like, I told nobody. I had to tell mum and dad, obviously, but I told nobody else. And we broke up at the end of February, and I saw my best friend for the first time in years because of everything that else was going on, in May for my birthday. And that was the first time I told her, and she was like, oh, I didn't like him. And I was so surprised because I was just like, oh, but he was he was like a good one. He wasn't like a toxic person. He, like, like so many of the people that I've dated in the past have been thoroughly toxic, thinking about it. And I thought this one was one of the, and she was like, yeah, but how about this, this, and this? And when I thought about it, it was like, you're not wrong, actually. Some of these things, like, at one point I was telling her some stuff and she was like, does he even like women? I was like, yeah, actually that's a fairly, so yeah. And I mean, relationships are meant to be about compromise, but both parties are supposed to be compromising, and I think I compromised an awful lot in his direction. And I like, one of our reoccurring arguments was that he wasn't affectionate and never told me he loved me, and I didn't think that was an outlandish thing to ask for. And it took me actually breaking up with him for him to be like, okay, let's make an effort at what you want. And it's like, I'm not sure that having had the same conversation with somebody 4 or 5 times, like talking to them, writing them a letter so that they can process it and like read it, and then like look at it independently and privately so that they can sort of like take on board what was being said, because maybe the conversation stuff got missed. Trying a few different ways to get my point across, and for me to actually have to be like, look, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not willing to put myself through it. For that to be the catalyst for change was like, not great. But there you go. Anyway. So Felicia said, good night, peeps. Good night. Barbara says, I bought another sewing machine. I wanted an embroidery machine, so I bought one. Just a beginner entry brother machine. Nice. Claire says, good morning, Sean and Peeps. Sean, you're looking lovely today. This colourful and colourful this morning. Thank you. Yes. I did start the day off in a very different outfit, but it was grayscale. I was just like, no. I've started watching Wednesday on Netflix, and I was thinking maybe that was where the influence for the grayscale outfit came from this morning. And I was just like, no. Alison says, happy Sunday, Sean and Peeps. Greetings from Bendigo. Sean, how is Chiana today? She's very well, thank you. I have a little photo for you. Come on. Yeah, man. Taken this morning. Oh, no, not this one. Taking on the 20th of November. Look how cute. Look how cute. Where's the one that I took this morning? No, this was last night. But I can't show you that one because I am in my pajamas in bed. But she had draped herself across me. But yes, Chiana's very well, thank you. Very well indeed. Right. Why does Instagram, when you post pictures to Instagram, why does it duplicate them in your feed on your photo reel? Why does it do that? It's very odd. Very odd. How is Binks? Alison. Bruce says, good evening, Shana Peeps. I love that dress on you. What one is it? Good evening. Got that. It is the Vogue 9199 in Fabric Styles Scuba. I do like this one. It's not my absolute favourite, but it's a good one for a directional scuba. It takes 3 meters of fabric, and the reason I went for this one rather than my one that's got the really big skirt on it that I've made loads of is because I really wanted to prioritize print placement on this one. So this is a good skirt, good dress for directional prints and for prioritizing if you've only got small amount of fabric for prioritizing print placement on it. So I do like this one. I've made all of my scuba velvet dresses I've made in this print as well, this one as well, because obviously velvet has a nap, so yeah, you can't nest the pieces. Conchetta says to Barbara, I just did the same thing. I have so many embroidery projects planned. Nice. Then says, yes, I'm loving Wednesday. I watched the 3rd episode last night and Christina Ricci was wearing a gorgeous brown jacket. I'm up to episode 2. But I was really tired last night. Mind you, I didn't sleep very well the night before. I've got such an itchy nose today. Yeah, I was really sleepy last night. So I was yawning and lying down at about 10. And usually it's about midnight for me. So I just kind of turned all the lights out and put the TV on timer and fell asleep. So that was quite nice. Where did I get to with the chat? Elena says, Wednesday, binged it yesterday, all the procrastination I know, and I want more. Susan says, hi, Sean and Peeps. I have a grey furry overlord sitting on my lap. Oh, God. Alison says, Binks is just beautiful. He is enjoying the sunbaking, and now that the weather is finally warming up. Oh, bless him. Conchetta says, love the dress with that sweater. Is that another Quilting Queen creation? She's so talented. It is indeed. It's a Drops design pattern that I had put into my Ravelry favourites. And I think I was away and Mum needed something new to knit. So she went into the stash, got the red yarn out and went onto my Ravelry and went, that one looks good. And so knit it for me as a surprise. It's a very nice one. She's also knit me one in like a royal purple colour, but she didn't have enough yarn to finish off the ribbing around the front like this, so it ended up really narrow and it's not my favorite. So she actually took it the other day to the Stitching Alma's where she's teaching her quilting courses and bought some more purple yarn so that she could like add to it. So yay. Olivia says, good morning from Iowa, 43 degrees, 6 degrees centigrade here at 5:41 a.m. Carmen's here. Hi, Shanna Peeps. So happy to be here. You look so beautiful, Shanna. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually feeling a little bit of a mole person today. I slept in my makeup last night, which was a stupid mistake. Like I say, I was really tired yesterday and I'm struggling to sleep at the moment. So it's like, if you're sleepy and you're actually falling asleep, let's not fight it. Let's go to sleep. So yeah, I went to sleep with my makeup on, which was stupid. But never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Right, actual sewing at 45 minutes. I mean, it's an improvement on the last, what, 5 hangouts? Don't think there's been actual sewing in a hangout for a very long time, has there? So me being me, I am complicating this dress by adding a full lining to it, but it is made of corduroy, which I find sticks to everything, and it is going to be an autumn, possibly winter dress. So I knew that I would need to have a lining, a slippery lining in it that wouldn't then stick to everything. So the plan for today is get the cardamom finished. And then tomorrow we're going to work on the myosotis. And then I can start working on the Vogue 9076 sew along. And if I get those done before December starts, then I will have actually semi-done my plans for the month, because the only one that will be outstanding is the border print for the 7974 and the brielle wool skirt. Now I've made a decision. I am going to be doing the brielle wool skirt in the 3/4 skirt, circle skirt one, because of the silhouette that I want to go for. I'm going to have a word with the Patreon peeps about my outstanding sew-alongs as well, because one thing that I would really like for this year is to go into next year with no outstanding projects, no works in progress, no things that need to be hemmed or stuff that needs to be done. And yeah, there's a few of the ones that got voted for as sew-alongs that I'm just not sure that I even want to make anymore. There's some of them that have been hanging around for a very long time. So I'm going to have a chat with Patreon peeps about that and see how they feel about perhaps retiring some of those, because there's a couple that I've tried twice and hated the outcomes of. So yeah, that would be quite nice. But that's my goal for the end of this year, because like my other goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year have all completely gone out of the window. But you know what? It's one of those things. It's just, yeah. So I think having a goal to get like all of my outstanding projects finished this year, go into New Year with nothing unfinished would be really, really nice. Where did I get to with the chat? Amy says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Missed you out earlier, didn't I? Conchetta says, one of my 2023 goals is to learn to knit. I can crochet, but knitting has always eluded me. really ought to get Mum to teach me to knit. She has a little bit. Like, I've knitted a couple of scarves. But it's not one of those things that I really enjoy. Mum started work on the jacket that you got her the wool for, Nimaway, and she's finding it really interesting. But it's coming out, it's looking really pretty. Really pretty. Alison says, I may have found some more of the Lady McElroy Elephant and Chameleon fabric in chambray. I hope it's not sold out before my payday. Oh, nice. Who's been buying up the Black Friday sales? I bought myself an Alexa Dot, and that was it. Catherine says, I got some stuff from Lamazi at a Black Friday discount, mostly remnants and some fabric to make a repeat dress for a friend. Nice. Uti says, looking forward to that Vogue skirt sew along. I'll be interested to see your bow hack. Do you mean the crazy Halston skirt one? I've filmed a bunch of stuff for it and then went to edit it and it's all out of focus, so I've got to refilm it. I love that. But it won't be up because next weekend's videos, and there's going to be 2 proper videos next weekend. There's going to be the November lookbook on Friday and then the December plans on Saturday, and then a hangout. So yes, December plans is going to be kind of loose because the idea is, as I think I've told you many times now, to clear out 2 of these, which hopefully should be doable. So we shall see. I'm going to try and make vlogmases at least 8 minutes long. So we'll see. I'm French seaming this together, by the way. There's no closure method in this skirt because it's an elasticated waist. So the skirt can just get French seamed together. I'm going to use bias binding on the corduroy because I think it's going to be neater. Where did I get to with the chat? Brie says, I didn't even know it was a thing, Alison, until my emails exploded this week with the title Black Friday sounds like disaster day to me in Australia. Yes. Silver Fox said the same thing. Uchi says, shirt, not skirt. Ah, yes. No, that one is coming and it is going to be done in December. And I am planning on doing it as a can I make this in a day video. I'm planning all these things. I've got to remember that I have to edit as well as create all of this stuff. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to give myself a end date as well. Like I did, I mean, I had to give myself an end date last year because I was leaving to go to London for Christmas. And obviously I'm not doing that this year. But it was quite nice having like a today I down tools and stop sewing and then start filming. So yeah. where did I get to with the chat? Silver Fox says, I'm off to bed. Thanks for the chat. Enjoy. Thank you for joining us and good night. Alison says, thumbs up to Catherine. Nimue says, I can do the basics of knitting, but can't find the flow for it. Give me a crochet hook any day. And then it says, maybe after getting the tablet, you could add Saturday streams for your mum teaching us to knit. That's just never going to happen. Mum hasn't got enough free time. Her social schedule now is busier than when she was working. But no. It's a lovely idea. We are going to do a couple of small videos on her method or her thoughts behind like altering patterns, because as a lot of you were asking how to round out the neck on the heart and cardigan, and she was like, I kind of just go with the flow. But apparently there is more method to her madness than that. So when one of the Vlogmases, I think I'll try and get her to cover that technique. But no, Mum hasn't got time to do that. She is far too busy. So yes. Nimue says, very curious to see the finished cardigan. The wool was so beautiful in person. It's knitting up beautifully. Mum was convinced it was red. It's pink. It's pink and green, and Mum doesn't like pink. So I'm thinking I might get this one. And then she'll come back to you to get her some red and green. She keeps trying to say that it's like bright red, it's scarlet, it's hot pink. Although she has then said, oh no, but with my grey hair I can wear whatever I want now. So it's like, okay, so I don't know. But it is very pretty. It's knit in a really interesting way as well, because we were thinking that she was going to have to like knit all the petals and then all the in-between bits and sew them together later, but they're knit all in one. It's really clever. It's really, really cleverly written. Although she's got this long kind of like petal thing at the moment that apparently is like the shoulders and the front. She's like, I have no idea how that works. Hopefully they'll tell us how to put it together. So it's yeah, it's an interesting one. But the wool is very beautiful. And thank you very much for squirreling it over for us. Joe's here. Morning, peeps. Joining from Glasgow to London train, so probably won't hang for long due to signal, but just wanted to pop in and say hi. Mim says, also knit and crochet. I crocheted some dresses which have definitely pirate vibes. Can I show it on the Facebook group? Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. The only thing that I'm not allowing on the Facebook group is selling of stuff. And only because I just don't want to have to, I just don't, you know, I'm sure nothing would go wrong, but if anything did go wrong, I don't want to have to arbitrate like disagreements and things like that. And it also, when I was allowing it, it got a little out of control, and there were people that were using it for their shops rather than just like, and I did have a trading post, but again, the idea of like policing, not that it needs policing, but do you know what I mean? Just making sure that it all went smoothly was, because it was under my name, it was under my company name, and if anything went wrong, I would have felt awful. And yeah, it was just another job that I just didn't want to take on. Let's see. Kinchessa says to Nimue, that's how I feel about knitting as well. Alison says to Brie, I'm in Australia too, and also reckon the term Black Friday sounds like a disaster. I also got inundated with emails this week. Joe says, I'm glad I did pop in. It's a hangout miracle, actual sewing. I know! It only took me 45 minutes to get to the sewing as well. Which is kind of unheard of. Christine says, I love to knit Nimue, but cannot crochet at all. The tension is all over the place, despite having one-to-one tuition. Wow. Aunt B's Creation says, yuck, editing. Good morning. I'm a crochet person. Keep trying to knit. I can't do either very well, to be honest. Alison says, I enjoy knitting toys. I started Santa Claus and Mrs. Christmas and Alan Dart pattern years ago. Still haven't finished it. My dragon's got a new home. Let me finish this and then I'll show you. Rachel Lynn says, sorry, my knitted dragon, sorry, that was why that kind of sprung to mind. Rachel Lynn says, good morning. Have you seen the short where it's described knitting as stab it, strangle it, throw it off a cliff? It's hilarious. I haven't, no. I also think knitting and crochet is like witchcraft as well. I'll often walk in on mum and she's muttering away over whatever she's working on, and it's like you're just a bit of yarn, a couple of needles, and you flash, 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 mutter, 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 and suddenly a garment comes out. I've also got some dresses that I need to hem. Random thoughts, thinking out loud. Right, need to turn the iron on. What's the temperature in here? Is it warmed up yet? We're only at 19 degrees. So, yes, my dragon. He has a new home. He's living up there. And it doesn't matter that he hasn't got any wire in him supporting his neck, because he's like looking down, so that works out well. Elena says, your mum is such a perfect embodiment of British lady. At least that's the picture I get. Oh, yes. No, I agree. Olivia says she agrees with Elena as well. Mim says, oh no, I can only do stuff for my own family. I would not sell them. No. Olivia says, I had 342 emails for Black Friday. Wow. Romana says, I love knitting for when I'm stressed and can also crochet, but don't like the resulting fabric for most garments. Eliza says, good morning from Ohio. What's being worked on today? The Cardamom. Started on it yesterday. Started at 3 o'clock and got that far by 7. And was kind of like pottering around and not really working on it very hard. So yeah. Niway says, I'm happy to act as yarn dealer again in the future. The link for that particular yarn should be under your mum's post. Yes, I might need some. There were some very pretty teal blue colorways in there. Olivia says, Sean, you do look lovely. Oh, thank you. Carolyn says, hello, sweet peeps. Hello. Right, is the iron? Yeah, the iron's hot. Let me go and press these seams. And then we can finish off the French seams and move over to the correct thread for the skirt outer. There's no water in the iron, so let's add some. Because it's not very steamy, we want a steamy iron. There we go. Right, let's try pressing that again. That's better. It's better. And round to the other side. This is thrilling content for you guys, isn't it? Sorry. Right. Pressed my seams flat. Now press them with the right sides together. This is one of the fabrics I'm going to order like 20 meters of. This viscose acetate lotus lining, just because I really like it and I use it for nearly everything that I'm not lining with cotton lawn. So it kind of makes sense to buy like a giant lot of it because I use it so often. Yeah, I'm thinking about buying 10 meters of the white and then 10 meters of the darkest one that they do, which should then cover me for most eventualities of lining dresses. Okay. It doesn't need to fit over my hips, it needs to fit over my boobs, and it will do that. It's just like, oh God, I won't be able to get this on, but I don't need to pull it up, I have to pull it over. Oh, that'll be fine. Where did I get to? With the chat. Nimue says, I'm off for lunch for a bit. See you all later. Enjoy. Mim says, just posted the dresses. Thank you. We shall have a look later. Olivia says, I'm working on the Butterick 4377 cloak for my daughter. We'll be going to Ohio, Cincinnati on December the 2nd to celebrate our December birthday. So I have to have her Christmas present done. Very nice. Gig Racer says, hi Peeps, my dryer died in a puff of smoke. So my Black Friday purchases were a new washer dryer. Had been planning to replace both, but not quite yet. Sadly, it scuppered my fabric buying plans. Aww. But still. It'd be nice to have a brand new washer dryer. Dad was playing with our washing machine, no, dryer, in the kitchen yesterday, and then we had to try and put it back together. So there was the two of us putting a jigsaw piece together, but we did it. We got there. Lisa says to Olivia, my birthday is December 20th. My nephew's is the 23rd. I should suggest to my sister that we all get together early too. Good idea. So glad I finally got up early enough to catch your live. It's 7 a.m. here in North Georgia, USA. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Right. Lisa, the sewing is an anomaly. There's not usually a lot of sewing that happens in these hangouts. This is not the norm. Oh, the washi tape shop emailed me their Black Friday deal yesterday, and I managed to put another $100 worth of washi tapes in my cart. I didn't buy it. I refrained, but it was just like, I want them all. I still got to decorate my journal as well. Actually, there's a stamp set that I want to get from Amazon. I need to see if that's in the if that's on a deal. One side done. Catherine says the sewing machine noise is making me think of Ilfa the engine. Chugging along. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Actual sewing on a sewing channel. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Right. I've just noticed as well in the shops that the Liebkuchen is now available again. I want it all. I need the gingerbread biscuits. Conchetta says, Joanne's Black Friday sales on flannel and fleece did me in. I'm looking forward to making cozy loungewear. And Catherine says, all that gluten. Bethany says, hi Peeps, you look nice today, Shan. Love those colours and it brightens up the grey weather. Thank you, Bethany. Yes, I'm glad. Like I was saying to the guys earlier, I did have a grayscale outfit on earlier and I just took it off and put this on because I was like, nope, not feeling that. Okay, petticoat, lining layer, skirt inside, whatever you want to call it, is complete. Complete. So that needs pressing, but I'm going to put it over to the side for now because I need to try and find, is that the right colour? Is that the right colour? No. No, that is different. I think it's different. Is it different? Do you know what? It's a bobbin thread, it'll do. Such professionalism. But I mean, this color is also it's like it's the closest I've got. This ginger color. It's not perfect, but it's gonna have to do because I don't want to order thread. So I shan't order thread. Rachel Lynn says to Conchetta, me too. I got enough for 3 robes and three sweatshirts. Nice. I am kind of on the fence, really thinking about getting myself some more of this. Maybe not this exact colorway, but the Robert Kaufman flannel for a shirt dress. I kind of think I really might want one of those. So yeah. Lynn says, my sister bought me a packet of Le Birken. I know I haven't spelt that right in Tesco's the other day, and they are numb. Are we talking about Liebkuchen? Yes. It's so good. Susan says, good morning. Good morning. Olivia says to Lisa, my birthday is the 23rd, as is my granddaughter's. Nice. Rachel Lynn says, do it. That's not helpful. Conchetta says to Rachel, I have it in the trunk of my car. The stash closet is full. I need a responsible adult. Lynn says, that's the one. Liebkuchen. But apparently Nimoy says that I'm saying it slightly wrong, and it sounds like Lieb is love, isn't it? So love cookies. Is that what I'm saying, Nimoy? Oh, Nimoy's gone, hasn't she? She's gone for lunch. I'm just butchering the German language whilst Nimoy is away. But she says it makes her giggle the way I say Liebkuchen. But to me, they are love cookies. They are my all-time favourite. I think Granny brought them home from one of the Christmas markets in Germany. And my grandmother died when I was 16. So we are talking quite a long time ago. But I remember her coming home with a tin, like a square tin, which had a pretty Christmas scene on it, full of these little, I think it was Lebkuchen biscuits. And oh my gosh, that was my first experience of them. And oh my gosh, so good. Lizanne says Lieben is live. Mim says it's pronounced Lebkuchen. The ch is like a rough breath. Oh, I'm never going to get that right. Lebkuchen. Lebkuchen? Oh dear. Massively incorrect for how I've been saying it. I think I might have flubbed up. Oh dear. Yeah, gonna need to rethread that. Come on, out you come. Yeah, out you come. Oh, don't tangle. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to sew correctly, are you? So we need to rethread. Oh, and let's behave myself and actually do this the way I'm meant to. You're not meant to pull the thread back through the machine. You're meant to pull it out that way. So that's definitely up. Concentration phase. This machine does have an automatic threader, but it only guarantees that it's going to work on a 80 or higher needle, and I sew the majority of my stuff with a size 70 needle. Have you worked, or are you getting caught again? Come on, bobbin thread. We can do this. Okay, let's try again. There we go. Yay. Right, let's catch up on the chart. Mim says not like a rough H. Elena says, but all best cookies come in a tin. Yes, and then they are forever like Schrodinger's sewing tin, isn't it? Like, is this sewing supplies or cookies? And then which one should you have? Mim says, but I love how you pronounce the word. It's really cute. Oh, good. And at least you know what I mean, even if I am saying it massively incorrectly. Mim says, oh, I use my threader on my 70 needles. Is that wrong? No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm just so, like I say, this machine, the automatic threader on it only guarantees that it will work on an 80 or above needle. And like I say, I pretty much always use 70s or even 60s for sewing the majority of the stuff that I sew. So I never even bother to try it anymore. I've just gotten into the habit of threading it by hand. So no, definitely not doing anything wrong. If it works, great. It's just I'm so used to doing it by hand that I just don't do it, press the button anymore. Rachel Lynn says, I swear sewing machines are here to make you learn patience. Yes, you're not wrong. Right, so we need to sew pockets first. Got my pattern envelope back here, ready for pattern pieces to go in. So we need to sew our skirt fronts. You are a skirt back. We can go over there. This is what we want, skirt front. So Ugh, needle cord is such a fabric, like a fluff magnet, isn't it? So right sides together, the pin around. Let's see. Mim says, I have as well, Benina. I should just have a look. Yeah, I think it was Brett at Sewworks who told me about like the sort of size 80 needle, because Mum was complaining that her automatic threader wasn't working all the time. Olivia says, has anyone found any new YouTube channels sewing? I found Who's Your Handmade. She does Friday sews. Ooh, I haven't seen her before. I will have to check her out. I don't know about new ones, but like the ones that I love and watch regardless, you know, like all the time. Oh, Andy Sews is a new one. You should definitely subscribe to her. The ones that I watch religiously whenever they put a new content out, and I'm like, yes, please, I'm here for it. Even if it is Bernadette Banner playing with her hair to make a dwarf beard. Bernadette Banner, Rachel Maxey, although I'm not quite sure you could class her as a sewing channel. It's more of an entertainment channel, but yes. Morgan Donna, Rachel from Stitched Up, Mariah Patty, Closet Historian. Yeah. They're the ones that, like, if I see a video from them, I'm just like, yep. That's me for the next 10 minutes or however long. Eleanor says, yes, 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 most definitely. You buy them only when you need a new tin for sewing supplies or can donate the tin for someone in need of it. Yeah. Olivia says, I love Rachel Maxey. Me too. Me too. Catherine says, I can add Sosteen to those. Oh, yes, Sosteen. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. She did a handmade shirt for her husband the other day, didn't she? Trying to think. Mim says, what do you think of Makara Tours? I watch her videos. I love her sense of humor. I think that she is amazingly talented to create what she does and make it look as good as she does. It's a lot. It's an information overload all in one go. Olivia says, yes, Bianca. Yes, love Bianca. Lizanne says, I really like Gina Seams. Ooh, good. Another one to add to the list. Bree says, Rosary Apparel. Love her. Yes. I am not such a fan of her most popular videos, like her videos that made her go, like the ones that have gone really, really viral, like the 5-minute sewing or the 10-minute sewing projects. I'm not a huge fan of those ones. Don't tend to watch those. But I do like watching her behind the scenes ones where she does like a week in like the life of her job, and her sewing ones, her lookbooks. I really enjoy those. Yes, Rosary Apparel. Rachel then says, I'll add in So Natural Dane, Creativity by T, and Rochelle Handmade. Yes, I've just sent Natida some fabric as well. I've messaged her the other day and said, has it arrived yet? Because I've sent her some that she knows about, and then I've sent her a surprise as well, because I'm really intrigued to see what she's going to do with it. So yeah, I love Natida's channel. Mim says, yeah, she is a lot. I think I like This Is Kathy. She's very good. Ooh, Lydia Naomi is entertaining. Yes. Makara is more comedy. Yes. I love the fact that it's like your pattern piece or your fabric should end up being 6 Snickers bars long. And then there's a couple of people who've actually done her tutorials and got Snickers bars and measured the fabric out by them and stuff. Olivia says, I enjoy Pattern Scout. Yes. Catherine says, Nicole Rudolph. Oh, her 1920s capsule wardrobe that she did for the cruise and her London visit, England visit. I loved that. Let me just double check the seam allowance that I'm meant to be sewing this with. I think it's the same. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There are so many. There are so many channels out there that I do like. It's becoming a full-time job to be able to keep up with all the channels that I want to keep up with as well. So I do kind of have to pick and choose. I can't wait till I can afford an editor. That's going to be so fun because I'll just be able to get back to being the creative only side of things. Bree says, Steph Time and So Sarah Sews are two more of my favourites. Ooh, I haven't heard of either of those. I shall check them out. Natalie says, good morning all. Good morning. It's like there's so many people that do Vlogmas that it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to catch up on them at another time. I'm not going to be able to watch all of the Vlogmases that come out as much as I want to. That's one pocket facing in. Let's do the other one. Rachel then says, ooh, the other one I watch regularly is Tomcat Stitch. Yes, Whitney, of course. Bree says, love Tomcat Stitchery. Saskia says, going to join in on the sewing, making some sleep masks and easy gifts. Nice. Olivia says, maybe made by Kath Craft. She usually does reviews on patterns she's sewn up. Nice. Bree says, I've learnt so much from Whitney. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Do love Whitney's channel. Elena says, I have a feeling I'll be cutting today until midnight and all that because I did procrastination for 2 days. Yeah. Good Grace says, I like watching Sewing Bunny, Ariane and Sewn on the Tyne as well as all of the many others. Yes, yes. Sewing Bunny, Tamlin, yes. Oh, Ruanne as well, the Yorkshire Sew Girl. There are so many good channels out there. To the point where I find myself of an evening when I'm actually like, because I watch, so I've just gone through and watched Lucifer again for the second time all the way through. Really enjoyed it. But that I would have on, like, if I wasn't chatting to you guys, I'd have Lucifer. Well, I finished that now, so I might have something else on that I could watch in the background. But then when I go back up to mine for the evening and I've finished editing, I'll find myself on YouTube more than like watching TV. My sister-in-law is the same. She watches more YouTube than she does anything else. Let's see. Livia says, Lost My Thread is also good. She's an American living in London. Oh, cool. I shall check that out. Thank you. I'm going to have to go back through the chat of all this to get all these names. But if I stop to write them down, then I'm never going to start sewing again. I'm on a roll, people. Saskia says, also love Angela Clayton. Yes, me too. I support her on Patreon. Always enjoy whatever she puts out. She's so creative. The last one that's on her main channel for everyone to see is her dragon dress, which just like blows me away how creative that one is. Good Gracer says Ruanne, not Ariane. Stupid autocorrect. Rachel then says, and Frugalissima, yes. Natalie says, speaking of cats, did you see the picture of my Siamese kittens? Yes, they're adorable. Good Gracer says, I've also been watching a lot of bag making channels lately too. Yes. Does everybody subscribe to Lavender and Twine, Erica's channel? I think she mostly has like introductions to the bag patterns that she's done. She's just relaunched the Janine Clutch, which is her very first bag that she put out, and she's revamped everything, and it's now got the video tutorials to go along with it as well. Although you have to buy the pattern to get to the video tutorials, but her channel does have like the introductions to the bags on it. So you can see what they look like in 3D and like, yeah. So whatever, Laura Mamino. Yeah. Right. Let's understitch. Where did I get to with the chat? Sue Ireland says Amelia sews. That's a new one for me. I have to check that out. Bree says Crumpets Tea and Sewing is a lovely sewist. I've purchased patterns on her recommendation. I should check that out. Mim says, did anybody watch the series Peripheral? Not yet. It looked interesting though. Conchetta says, if you like bag making, Okla Roots has fantastic sewing tutorials. Nice. Debbie says, Angela Clayton, Tyra Dayton, she's more vintage sewing. Oh, cool. So Kate says, inside the hem, new season pattern reviews are entertaining. Yes. Rachel Lynn says, oh no, if only fit in 2 fabrics in the washing machine, this is going to take a while. Oh dear. Good Gracer says, agreed. I watch Okla Roots a lot. And Laura Mormino, Lavender and Twine and Country Cow Designs. Nice. Olivia says, my YouTube is what I usually watch, except I started watching all the Marvel Universe on Disney Plus and just finished Avengers Endgame. Oh yeah, I did that last year. It's an emotional roller coaster. Olivia says, I like watching vintage sewing machine repair channels too. Oh, interesting. Jojo's here. Afternoon all. Hope you're well. Very well, thank you. Sue says, Dressmaker's Closet has some good stuff. And I know she hasn't put anything out for a while, but Anika Made to Sew, she is an awesome channel. So a little bit of understitching going in. Want to make sure that 100% that this lining doesn't peek out. Okay, that's one side done. Natalie says, lifting pins and needles. Karina is a fabulous t-shirt. Yes, of course. How did I forget Karina? Lifting pins and needles, definitely. Debbie says, flat battery makes. Hi, Jojo. Flat battery makes might be releasing a channel soon, so just saying. Sandra says, bonjour, Sean and Peeps. I'm listening while trying a new recipe. Ooh, nice. What are you making? Rachel Lynn says, Stephanie Canada is hilarious. She is indeed. Lady Rebecca Fashions. Oh, there are so many good ones. Okay. Debbie says, I love, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. Okay, LA Roots, Okla Roots too. Teresa says, also watch my bucolic live. Very detailed sewing instructions on everything she makes. Love your sweater, Sean. Thank you. It is a mum knit piece. The Barefoot Sewer says, joining my first live. Hello all. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Geek Racer says, costuming drama too. Of course, Noelle, yes. Sandra says, I'm making cabbage pie from a recipe I found on YouTube. Interesting. Olivia says, Sian, what's your family Christmas menu looking like? We'll be making tamales. It's our family tradition all the way back to Mexico. Yum. We are doing roast shoulder of lamb and a rolled breast of lamb. It was a recipe that I did like when I was 20. Yeah, my boyfriend at the time was called Sean. He lived in Bath and I lived in Ipswich, and he came to me for Christmas. So it was just the two of us. And I was looking through my Delia Smith recipe book for a roast joint of something that was going to serve 2 people because I didn't want to make like way too much food, and came up with this roast breast of lamb. So you kind of, it's like you make stuffing, roll it into a kind of like a roulade type thing. I remember it was amazing. So I sort of said to mum and dad, could we have roast shoulder of lamb? Because mum and dad's friends Susan and Jane are joining us for Christmas this year. And I was just like, well, can we do a roast breast of lamb as well? Because sorry, I've just got distracted by another comment. But because there's so many of us, it's going to be, we can have a slice of the roast breast of lamb because it's going to have the stuffing in it, and then we can have the actual shoulder of lamb as well. And mum and dad are forgoing keto on the day, and they're going to have roast potatoes. Let's see. Olivia says, the Barefoot Sewer, good morning. Yes. Good morning to the Barefoot Sewer. Gig Racer says, Oklahoma, as in Oklahoma, so you're close. Oklahoma roots. Okay, cool. Alison says, one YouTube channel that makes a deserved mention is Mishu Makes. Yes. Running So-and-So, of course, Judy. Then also the Twilight Stitcher. I think she's Twilight Stitcher. Yeah. Oh gosh, there's so many. There's so many. This is why I never do like these kind of like which channels do you like lists, because there are so many that I like that, and I know I forget people. And this is quite cool because there's so many of you that are reminding me of ones, and there's a few new ones for me to try as well. Georgia says, here's my name mentioned. What was that? Ha ha ha. Yes, guilty as charged. Back to filming tomorrow after I get Christmas cake in the oven, working on Mina's corset and fitting issues. Exciting. I'm getting behind the scenes looks at that as well. Ha ha. Right, got to press. Got to press me pockets. Oh, you've got to love some understitching. Totally worth doing. There we go, that's one side done. And there we go. Oh, I also started watching the cheesy Christmas movies yesterday, the Noel Diaries. Josh Hartnett, hello. Gotta love some understitching. Right. Whilst the iron's on, I'm going to press the French seams, so I will be another couple of seconds. Okay, one. And two. Okie dokie. Right. So now we can put on our pocket facings. Rachel then says we should make a list in the Peeps group so that we can remember them all. That would be a good thing to do, yes. We need to make a document that we can pin somewhere. Conchetta says to Rachel Lynn, great idea. Natalie says, Sandra, what's in the cabbage pie? I'm intrigued. Oh, yeah, where's the recipe for that? We need to see. Olivia says, has anyone seen the corset hoodie? I've seen ads for it and thought it's great for people that like hoodies but don't like all the bulk. I actually watched a video of somebody making a corset hoodie yesterday, and what was her name? Oh, no, I watched she did it in red, and it was really cool. Yeah, the cider, I've pinned it on my thing because I'm like, oh, I like that. This is Kitcha. This is Katcha. Her channel's good, and she also has a pattern for something very similar. Johanna says, I'm glad I'm not the only one watching Christmas movies. Enjoyed the Noel Diaries. Yeah, I did too. Scarlett O'Hare, if you don't follow her on Instagram, you should. She's hilarious. But she didn't like it. I did. I thought it was cute. Plus, I also have a huge crush on Josh Hartnett, so I was happy. Right. I'm going to try and be a bit sneaky stroke lazy and sew the binding on to finish this edge at the same time as I'm sewing the pieces together. And I'm going to do that because, I mean, I can very easily just sew it a smaller seam allowance, but it will just make for a slightly larger pocket on the inside. Olivia says, I watched the old Christmas movies, but Home Alone is a family tradition. Yeah. I watched all of those last year with Wilson. Bethany C says Shannon Makes. Was that who did the corset hoodie? Or is that another channel? Gig Racer says, I started Christmas movies with Christmas With You. It stars Amy Garcia, Ella on Lucifer. Oh, cool. And Freddie Prinze Jr. wanting to watch the Noel Diary. Was it good? I liked it. But then like I say, I do have a huge crush on Josh Hartnett. So yeah, I thought it was nice. It wasn't like your typical Christmas movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's groundbreaking cinema, but like I liked it. Eleanor says, if you watch some different Christmas movie, watch Rare Exports. It gives a lot of supernatural vibes. Ah, interesting. Okay. Natalie says, my mum has been watching Christmas romances since the beginning of November. Awesome. Oh, Justin, it was. You're right. You're right. Not Josh. Justin Hartley. Green Arrow from Smallville. That one. From This Is Us, I've never watched that. Like I say, Smallville. Excuse me. Ooh. I really don't want to be getting a cold. Not Josh, Justin, you're correct. Laura says, Shannon Makes made the hoodie. I loved how it came out. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Shannon Makes. It's another channel to add to the list. Olivia says, there's another Laura Johnson. She does a lot of Attilia Brunette stuff. That's another one. Olivia says, so the big debate is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I say, yeah, I mean, it totally is. Of course it's a Christmas movie. Jojo says, White Christmas is a tradition. Christmas preparations don't start until I watch it. Oldie but a goodie. Yeah, that's a good one. Conchetta says Gremlins is also a Christmas movie. Yes, and I haven't watched that for years. Ooh. And Olivia says to Conchetta, yes. Natalie says, of course, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but only 1 and 2, not all the rest. Yeah. Good Gracer says Love Actually and The Holiday are the only 2 traditional Christmas movies. And I do very much enjoy Love Actually, although my boyfriend is in it, my ex-boyfriend is in it. So whenever he walks across the screen, we all have to hiss at him. That's the only part of the movie that I don't enjoy. He was a traumatic ex. He's only an extra. He's not like a main character or anything before anyone gets too excited. And I actually don't like The Holiday. I've watched it a couple of times, and no. But I think it's because I really dislike Jude Law and Jack Black, and I don't know why. So no, not for me. Elena says to Olivia, I second that. For Die Hard being a Christmas movie. Mim says the best Christmas movie is 3 Hazelnuts for Cinderella, but the original version from 1973. I've never even heard of it. Christine says White Christmas all the way, followed by Die Hard. Yep. Rachel Lynn says Lauren Johnson, love her. Yes, thank you. Elena says to Mim, it is awesome and sort of one of my childhood favourites. Alison says, How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Ben Cumberbatch. Oh, I don't know if I've watched that one. I've only seen the Jim Carrey Grinch one. Gig Racer says, well, now I need to know who I should be hissing at. Okay, he's only on screen for like literally like a second. But you know when the guy goes to Keira Knightley's house and does all the signs and stuff, and then he comes away and he's like, enough, and he walks through and it's out onto the South Bank. There's a guy that walks past here at the time. He's Chinese guy. He's got long hair down to here. He's talking on a phone. That's my ex. So yeah, we always hiss at him in that one. He's also in one of the James Bond movies. And he's holding a knife up to Pierce Brosnan's neck, but he's so much shorter than Pierce Brosnan. It's quite funny. So yeah. Yes. Alison says Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I haven't watched that in years. I liked that one. So Kate says The Life of Brian is kind of a Christmas movie, and Elf is a blast. Yes, Elf, absolutely. Mim says to Elena, I saw it about 50 times. It's so beautiful. Olivia says Holiday Inn, The Bishop's Wife, Cary Grant, Christmas in Connecticut, and all the animation movies from my childhood. Gig Racer says, excellent. We'll hiss at the appropriate place for this year's rewatch in solidarity. Thank you. It's really funny whenever we watch it at my sister-in-law's house, because it's always like, oh, it's one of those things, and then then that bit comes up and everyone's like I walked in on Dad just now and he's watching a film with one of my exes in it as well, and it's like, really? No. Okay. Catherine says Muppet Christmas Carol. Yes. Nimue says, I'm back. Surprisingly, I only watched 3 Hazelnuts as an adult for the first time, so don't have the childhood memories many have with that movie. Oh, we were talking about my pronunciation of Liebkuchen as well. Nimue. Apparently I get it very, very wrong. Caroline says Scrooged and any version of A Christmas Carol. Ooh, I am thinking about signing up to Apple TV so I can watch the new Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell take on A Christmas Carol. Oh yeah. And Conchetta says yes to Catherine, who says Muppet Christmas Carol. Elena says to Mim, I wanted all the dresses as a kid and I was demanding my parents buy me nuts because kids and believing in fairy tales. Mim says to Nimue, but isn't it a beautiful movie? Rachel Lynn's Polar Express is one of our favourites. Oh yeah, Tom Hanks narrates it, doesn't he? I think I did one year for stockings, I think I went to HMV, so this is showing my age. But they had all the Christmas DVDs for like a £5, so I bought all of the Christmas, like Polar Express, Muppet Christmas Carol. I bought like a bunch of Christmas DVDs, and then I just put one into everyone's stocking so that we could all sit down and chill out. And I mean, this was, like I'm saying, this was when HMV was still a shop and DVD players were still a thing that everyone had. So like this is a good 15 years ago. But yeah, I did that as a Christmas stocking stuffer once. It worked out really well. Rachel then says, oh, Rise of the Guardians. Is that the one with the owls? Nimue says, we should keep a list of German words I need to teach you next time to make it to the island. Yeah. There is still one place left on May's retreat if anybody's interested. Just saying. Gig Racer says, I want to watch Spirited, but not sure about Will Ferrell. I find him very hit or miss. Do love Ryan Reynolds though. Yeah, the only Will Ferrell movie that I will voluntarily watch is Alf. I am not a huge fan. I couldn't tell you why. Like, there's no like particular reason. But yeah, but I love Ryan Reynolds, so I really want to see their take on this. Conchetta says, I've never seen Polar Express. I've never seen Polar Express. I'll bawl like a baby every time I read the book. Oh wow, I didn't know it was. I knew nothing about that movie until I bought it, like I say, on a Christmas DVD for a stocking stuffer for people. Nimue says to Mim, yes, very Winter Wonderland. About the Three Nuts movie. Mim says to Nimue, yes, and the music is so beautiful. Christine says, oh, I love the Polar Express too, and the Snowman, but it makes me cry all the way through. I love the Snowman. I remember watching that on TV when it came out. Mim says, can you guess I love this movie? Yes. Rachel Lynn says, Rise of the Guardians has Jack Frost, Santa, and the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. Yes. I think I've seen that once. Elena says, Rise of the Guardians is about Jack Frost. Nimue says, a lot of tricky German words will have ch in them, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right for just the 2 letters. Big Racer says, I think there's a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas movie being released this year too. Is it a movie or is it a short? Is it like a, yeah. I think James Gunn is taking the mick out of the Star Wars Christmas movie that was just terrible. Oh, Jurassic Pigeon's back. He big. It's huge. Sorry, I'm just singing like this. Where did I get to that? Conchetta says, have you seen Jack Frost with Michael Keaton? Another one that makes me cry. I have, but not for years. Oh, Bad Santa as well. Lollapalooza says, Wizard of Oz always gives me all the feels. Yeah. I haven't watched that in years either. Caroline says, Die Hard, in the Die Hard vein, there is a new film on Friday, There is a new film out on Friday, Violent Night. Sylvia and my son are planning on seeing it before they leave for Portugal. Ah. Nimoy says, my essential Christmas watch is the Royal Ballet's Nutcracker. Became an instant Christmas tradition a few years ago. Nice. Natalie says, I have to see 3 Hazelnuts for Cinderella now. We don't get many European movies in Canada. Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. Ella said, my kid doesn't want to watch animations with me because I ugly cry at most of them. Gig Racer says, I think it's a short movie. Yeah, for the Guardians one. Yeah, I think so too. I love James Gunn's sense of humour. He always makes me giggle. Catherine says, Hogfather, a TV adaptation rather than a movie, but still, yes, Terry Pratchett. Christine says to Elena, you and me both, Elena. Rachel Lynn says, we watch Nutcracker and The Four Realms each year. Oh, that I went to see at the cinema. I'm sure I did. Yes. Elena says to Natalie, you can find it on YouTube. Jojo says, Picky in the Peeps group regarding the Die Hard debate. Okay. Monica says, good morning, everyone. Wow, just spent 10 minutes reading the chat. These are my ads. So Live, Sarimi on YouTube, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and 4 Christmases. Conchetta says, in Central Watch is Charlie Brown Christmas. God, I haven't seen that for years. Caroline says to Nimoy, I love the Royal Ballet version of Casse Noisette. I usually spend a day and watch the following, watch that followed by Kirov, New City Ballet, all slightly different choreography. Interesting. Conchetta says, and National Lampoon's Christmas. Natalie says, thanks, Elena, we'll check it out. Alison says, I love Bad Santa, lol. I don't know if I've ever seen it, but it's suddenly sprung to mind. Catherine says, Cinderella movie, that's the Slipper and the Rose. Best costumes ever. Nice. And Mim says to Natalie, you will love it. I'm going to check it out too. Yes. Okay. I'm using this kind of like nutmeg brown colour bias binding because my old gold ran out in the skirt of the pinafore dress, as you guys saw. I've got like 3 seams sewn in it and then ran out, so had to buy some more, but I haven't done it yet. So nutmeg for this. It's in the same colour family, it'll be fine. So did my laziness work? I think it did. Caught everything. Yes. Let's do the other side. Okay. Am I being dim? No, I'm not being dim. There we go. Got there eventually. Natalie says, just added it to my watch list later. And Mim saying yes. The curated Kirby says, oh my gosh, you literally never caught it live before. Yay. Hello all from Florida, US. Good morning. Nimue says to Caroline, can't quite get behind Balanchin's version. Always feels hurried to me, but he wanted things more energetic from what I know. So it really comes down to taste. Right, come on, let's pin these together. Get these sewn. I would at least like to get the skirt done today, but we are at the 2-hour mark. So who knows? Because I'm getting hungry as well. And I have no snacks. I have to go out for snacks. Schnicks. I really need to think ahead and prepare, because like I can do these marathon sessions down here as long as I have all the snacks. But the minute I go back into the house, I think of other things that I need to do, and then the kind of like don't come back down here. But it's nice and warm and toasty in here now. I think it's got up to 21 degrees in here, so yes. Nice and warm and toasty. Oh, I've had a clean out of my wardrobe. I've gone through and picked out all the things that I have never worn since I've made them. There are a few things that survived that list because I think I will find a way to wear them. But yeah, I've gone through and picked out a bunch of stuff that I either need to tweak and mend or completely just sell, because I just don't think it's me. And I was wondering what you guys would think of a video of that, because I know lots of people have enjoyed sort of seeing, or lots of comments that I've been reading about channels is that they enjoy seeing the downsides or the mistakes as much as they want to see the perfect finished items. And like when I was making all these things, I was thinking, yeah, like this is a great idea, but you know, I've then never worn it, and I wondered what you guys thought about maybe that as a video, like things I think I'll like but ended up not, and then see if I can find an actual reason for why I haven't ended up wearing them. Nim, I read that one. Mary Ellen O'Neill, good morning from New York. I caught the original Frosty, and after that came a newer Frosty Returns. The return was awful. John Goodman voiced Frosty, and the storyline and animation was bad. Oh no. Caroline says to Nimue, it reminds me how much I adore Ashton's works. Elena says, I don't remember what year movie it is, but ye old Russian adaptation of Cinderella movie uses real Renaissance dresses in it and got coloured in the 2000s. So beautiful. Oh, cool. Nimue says to Caroline, I'm still building my classical ballet education, but Royal Ballet has definitely left a mark on my tastes. I'm going to check out the local company in spring. Nice. Good Grace says, snacks are the fuel your brain needs to help you prevent you making silly mistakes. Sounds like you need to keep a small stash in the KB atelier. Oh, I've never heard it called that before. I like it. It's a little fancier than the sewing shed, isn't it? Rachel then says, I think a clean out would be a good video, especially if it has why you don't wear it in it. Mim says, I'm interested in a video of all the dresses you don't wear. And Gig Racer says, I like that idea for a video. Yeah, I mean, like, the rack is full. Yeah. There's this stuff here is all to be altered and finished off, but then from the skirts there, all that stuff back there, like my green velvet coats made it back down. I think I know I tried it on and I know I liked it, but I think I will wear it more if it's longer. So I think I'm going to see if I have enough fabric to elongate the bottom panels, and I want to put a different lining in it. So I think I'm going to try and do a video about, like, I made this coat. This is my first tailored coat. I'm so proud of it, but I've never worn it because of these reasons. So let's see if I can fix it. And I've even been looking for like a trim that I'll be able to sew around the seam where the new panel joins the old panel. And I'm thinking about adding it on to like the bodice of the coat and the collar and stuff as well to kind of make it look intentional. Because I just, like I said, I just think I'll wear it more if it's longer. But I am really proud of that coat. Like, the first tailored project you take on is in a velvet. That was a stupid idea. But yeah. Mim says to Elena, it's from 1973 and it's a German Tesche project. I'm so sorry, I'm going to pronounce that incorrectly. Carol says, good morning from New York City. Good morning. Caroline says to Nimue, if you have Disney Plus, they have a series following School of American Ballet through the season up to Nutcracker. I started ballet when I was 2.5 years old. Right, let's get this sewn in. I can feel my drugs are starting to wear off as well, and I can't take them for another 2 hours. That sucks. Monica says, I'm currently sewing an Ashling dress, paper cut patterns, rayon rifle paper company fabric. Ooh, pretty. I do love their prints. Lauren Johnston, who I mentioned earlier, does seem to get sponsored by them a lot. I'm like, how do I get in on that? How do I get in on that on the Rifle Paper Company sponsorship, please? Because their prints are so pretty. Okay. Round the corner. I was going to use Savannah Visco's bias binding for this, but turns out I never made any. I was convinced I had a whole roll of it that I'd made, but no, I have not. So shop bought it is. Oh, where did I get to? Read the chat. Miss Tricky Tricks says, if they don't have big mistakes, maybe you can sell them or organize a giveaway for your Patreon peeps. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to put them up to sell. Like the ones that I'm not going to fix. I am going to put them up for sale for sure, 100%. I need to get over my fear of them not being good enough to do that, because I think they are. Objectively, I know that they are. Just yeah. But yeah, they're gonna. I'm not gonna do a giveaway because they are such a specific size. It kind of discounts a lot of people. Rachel Maxey started doing giveaways for some of her projects, but things like capes, that really doesn't matter about the size. Well, it doesn't matter too much about the size. But yeah, no, I am going to put them up for sale. Kathy says, good morning from Pennsylvania. Good morning. Catherine says, Lady Rebecca Fashions just did a video of these and the clothes that I don't wear anymore and I will probably sell. I know, I watched it. I watched the start of it yesterday. It wasn't that prompted this one. I'd already got all the stuff down here. I brought it down. I did it on Wednesday. I cleaned this all out on Wednesday. I mean, there's stuff in there that I love and I put it on and I love it. Like there's a little jacket that I absolutely love. I'll just finish this line of sewing and I'll show you it. I absolutely love it. I've made 2 of it. I've made a sew along for it. I love it. I've just never worn it since I've made it. And I think I need to make a specific outfit for it because it's very loud by itself. But then the outfit I'd need to make for it, I don't think I would wear that. And I kind of think, well, maybe I should have bought more of the fabric because then I could have made a dress or a skirt to go with it. And then maybe I would have worn that more. But in all honesty, I just don't think, whilst I love it, I just don't think it's ever going to get worn because it just don't wear that kind of stuff ever. Where did I get to with the chat? Elena says to Mim, oh, I didn't know that, but it was my all-time favourite. Even the actress of Cinderella is like 40 years old, and it's so nice that someone also recognises what I'm talking about. Nimue says to Caroline, I'll keep that in mind if I do decide on Disney Plus at some point. Always interested in behind the scenes. I only took up ballet a few years ago, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. H says, currently making really slow progress through a coat my partner asked for, desperate to just switch to something simpler that will take me one day. Maybe just do that. Maybe just do a one-day project to refresh yourself rather than keep fighting through. Because I know if I try to do that, I end up losing all steam and then just everything goes and I don't end up doing anything. Mim says, she died this year. So sad, but I don't know what it's all about the 3rd movie, but it touches me every time. Christine says you could use fur as a trim on the velvet coat. I could. That could work. Because that pattern does come with a detachable faux fur collar trim. I could make that. I kind of like the idea of the embellishments though. Yeah. Monica says, Sian, do you pre-wash your store-bought bias binding? No, I don't. It's polyester. I've never had a problem with it shrinking. But no, I don't pre-wash it because I always buy it like this. So the idea of taking it off, washing it, and then having to untangle this knotty mess that comes out of the machine. No. Elena says to Mim, at the point in time they did put the more feeling and effort into movies. Now movies feel like mass production. Natalie says, I'm working on Pattern Emporium palazzo pants and need to pick shoes to wear with them before I hem them. Looking at all my shoes and I hate them all. Need new shoes. I mean, yeah. It's not helpful though, is it? Caroline says to Nimue, I think there is a wonderful series about ENB. I think it's on YouTube. The creative director is Tamara Roel. It's leaving the end of this week. Christine says the actors needed to actually be acting in the old movies. No special effects. Lol. Yes. Yes. Ah, right. Would you like to see this jacket I was talking about? I think you'll know which one it is. I really love it. I do really love it. It's this little one. But it's just so in your face and loud that I don't know what to wear it with. Like I'm thinking I need an all black outfit. Because look at that shape. Look at the shape. Like I absolutely love it. I have never worn it and I made it like 4 years ago. In fact, I've made 2 of them. And the other one, I even made a skirt to go with it. Well, I made the skirt and then I made the jacket out of what I had left. And it's lovely. And it's so me, but I never wear it. Like if I'd had an all black dress, I could have worn it to the birthday party that I went to the other night. Because that would have been cool. But I don't have an all black dress because I don't particularly like all black dresses. We know this. I like colour and print. This was the original one. And I've got a 3/4 circle skirt that goes with this one. So this one I'm thinking I probably ought to keep and then try and wear it as like a little suit. But then I don't go to places where I would need to wear a suit very often. She says planning on making a 3-piece suit from Brielle wool. Well, 4-piece suit from Brielle wool. Like this is so cute and so me. Just need to put like the hook and eye on it. But I never wear them. I never wear them. It's like the fancier version of what I'm wearing now. So we know I like the theory because, you know, this is like the knitted version. But I just never wear it. Like if the brocade one, I wish I could get more of the fabric because if I could make like a dress that goes underneath of it, then that I would wear. But I got it from Montreux Fabrics years ago at one of the knitting and stitching shows. Let's have a look, see if they've got any on their website. Nimue says to Caroline, thank you, I'll have a look. Elena says, you need anything solid underneath of it. Yeah. Good Gracer says, could you wear it with your cream wool skirt and a plain top? No, I think it needs to be black or grey. Website. Hello. Now, what would it be under? Wovens. What would it be under? No, go back. Not that far back. It's gone too far back. Nimoy says the shape is really great. Would also look great over a hot pink dress. Oh yeah, maybe. Or a gold dress. HSO says to Natalie, I love those palazzo pants, wore them all summer, ended up taking them up so I could wear them with flats. There's so much fabric in them that I kind of drape over your shoes anyway. Monica says, wow, yes, jacket is gorgeous. Yes, a black dress or jumpsuit. That's what I'm thinking, a jumpsuit. Mary Ellen says, don't you have a solid black silk or cashmere jumper to wear under the loud jacket? Nope. I have very little black in my wardrobe. Very little black in my wardrobe. What would you be under? Maybe it would be in here. No. Do they have brocade? I mean, the likelihood of them having any of this is minimal. No. I can always send them a photo of it and just say, do you happen to have like 3 meters of this banging around? Because if I could make a dress out of it, then that would be awesome. I've also got enough left and saved in my bag making stash to make a matching handbag. Elena says it would look good with turquoise. Black isn't the answer to everything. Yeah, and I mean, I just don't have or wear black very often. I've got a solid black rib knit t-shirt. I've got a couple of black t-shirt cardigans. I've got lots of black printed dresses, but they're printed. They've got patterns on them. Rose says, don't forget to like the hangout. Yes, there's 132 of us and 82 likes. Chris says, hot pink, red or gold plain colour dress for the jacket. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Because this is the kind of thing that I want to be able to wear it with. But you know what, guys? I have got a Ted Baker brocade fabric in the stash somewhere. Oh, it's right at the bottom, so I won't get it out. But I've got like a blue, purple, and rose gold variation on that fabric, and I've got 5 meters of it. So what I'm thinking is maybe I just need to let that one go because I can't wear it the way that I would want to wear it, which is with a matching dress, because it's just me. That's just how my brain works. And I know not everybody dresses like that, but that's how I would work. So I'm thinking maybe I just let that one go. Somebody else can have it because it's beautifully made and it is a beautiful little jacket. And then if I make the Ted Baker brocade up into a dress, and then because this doesn't take a lot of fabric, make the jacket that goes with it, that might be an idea. Jojo says the jackets are stunning. You don't necessarily need black dress to go under it though. I would style that with a white, grey or black roll neck sweater, jeans and boots. Maybe. Well, like I say, I've got Nicola coming, who is a stylist. She's going to do my colours and we're going to have a look. So I might pick out a few pieces like that and just say, how would you style this for me, and see if it works with my colours and stuff. That could be fun. Gig Racer says, can you order go to your order history and click on the fabric from there? No, because I bought it in person at one of the knitting and stitching shows. Carol says, you might feel differently about black with your dark hair. A black Sirocco would be cool with that. Because that is what I was thinking. Something like a black jumpsuit with that jacket. But I love the idea of it, but I just don't know if I would actually wear it. What I really want is like a Carrie Bradshaw style. It would have to have straps on it, but like a sweetheart neckline, and then the trousers with the splits up the side that cross over, like those, like the sleeves on that navy dress that I fixed. You know, that kind of crossover that opens up. Trouble is, I hate my legs, so I would have to put. Somebody came up with the idea of putting like a lace insert behind the crossover. That I really like the idea of, but again, it's such a specific outfit. I think Carrie wore it in the second movie. Was it the second movie? Yeah, Carrie wore it in the second movie for the rehearsal dinner. It's that one, that jumpsuit, and I love that. And that just made me think of this jacket. Natalie says to HSOs, I'm walking around doing kicks and squats in my secret pants. They are so fun. I used Polly Ponty, so they are heavy, almost 3 meters of fabric. Wow. Rachel Lynn says, I like it with the burnt orange dress. So pretty. Monica says, I agree. Hot pink with a hot pink Sicily slip dress, or for the second jacket, matching the lining. Oh, I am going to be making a black Sicily slip dress. Maybe I ought to keep it and try it on with that. I don't know if I'm going to like the Sicily slip dress. It's another one far outside of my comfort zone. Caroline says, I think you have just fallen out of love with the jacket. I mean, the thing is, every time I put it on, I love how it looks. I love the shape of it. I love the, you know, where it cuts off. I love the fabric. I love everything about it. I just never reach for it. Maybe I do need to try and do the whole, like, jeans, jumper, boots, and the jacket kind of thing, like Jojo said. But yeah, I have the stylist coming on the 14th of December. So it could be a fun challenge for her. Kathy says the red dress is pretty under the jacket, and Monica says I'm not feeling the red. I think that the jacket needs just black. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd bought more of it. I am thinking that I am going to use that Ted Baker brocade to make an outfit, the outfit that I wish this was, though. Nimue says solid but bright dress would be my styling choice as well, but at some point we can all get stuck in our head about certain things. Yeah. Eliza says, I think the black grey jacket needs a bright colour underneath of it. Red and orange doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah. It is just such a nice shape, though. It's like the other one that you can just see there, the kind of black floral with purple with the pink lining. Like I say, I've got a 3/4 circle skirt for that one. I think if I had the right colour cashmere polo neck to go underneath of it, then that I would wear. I would totally wear. Yeah. Yeah. Right. How are we doing? 2 hours and 23 minutes, and I've gotten a petticoat sewn and some pockets sort of semi-sewn. Let's get the bias binding finished on these pockets and see how we're feeling, because I'm getting to the I need snacks state of mind. So let's get my bias binding top stitch down. Nimue says, for your everyday clothing and activity, the jacket probably doesn't have the range of movement in the shoulder your knits provide you. That's why you rarely reach for it. Yeah. Yeah. And it always feels a little bit too dressy. for kind of just going out to the shops kind of thing. But maybe for a date, because I am kind of liking Jojo's idea of like black roll neck, black jeans, boots with that over the top. When I went on a date, like that's another thing is yes. I am aware I am very colourful and loud and over the top. So one of the last first dates I went on before Wilson, I wore a grey jumper, blue jeans, but then I put on my irregular choice rose boots. So there was a bit of like madness. And I think I had my parrot Lupin jacket with me as well, but it wasn't quite too in your face. And I'm always like, do I kind of like subdue myself a little bit just so I'm not like massively like, oh my God, what is this? But then you know what? It was like, nope. And so the recent dates that I've gone on, it's just been like my floral dresses because, you know, it's me. But yeah, I can imagine wearing it with the jeans and the boots, but I would want to be able to wear my knee-high boots and jeans, and none of my calves are so big at the moment that that I can't get my knee-high boots over my jeans. So it would have to be ankle boots. Natalie says, maybe you can make a solid coloured version of the jacket that you can wear on top of all your prints. That's what I need to get my head around, is as much as I love all of these beautiful, beautiful in-your-face printed coating fabrics, I can't wear them with all of the other things in my wardrobe because they clash. So yeah, no, you're not wrong. I need to make it up in a solid. For sure. Monica says, Mimi G Simplicity pattern 1115 jumpsuit Virgin Sea strapless. It would have to have straps on it. I can't do strapless. I don't feel secure in strapless. But I think I know the one that you mean. Jojo says, yes, listen to Jojo. She knows what she's talking about. Carolyn says, have a good week, peeps. Thank you for joining us, Carolyn. Let's get everything lying flatly and get the other side top stitched down. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think I need to make a plain version of it because that would definitely get worn. But then, I mean, I'm on my 4th Sorrento jacket. They all get worn. I haven't worn my geeky one out yet. I might go to the cinema tonight and wear it out to the cinema. Yeah. I haven't been to the cinema in ages. I really need to go and start using my cardigan. Because otherwise it's just getting wasteful. Elena says, we all know that solids are boring, but they are practical. They are indeed. They are indeed. And do you know what? Making up that denim skirt and waistcoat has been so useful in my wardrobe. And the Brielle skirt is going to be really useful as well. So yeah, I mean, you guys have probably noticed, like, the last piece of fabric that came in was a gift, wasn't purchased. I have not purchased anything in any of the sales this weekend. I am trying to be a lot more thoughtful about the things that I'm buying, because I have a lot already, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with adding more to it. Like, fabric collecting is a completely separate hobby from sewing. We've established this, but I am trying to be a little bit more thoughtful about the things that I'm buying, so that I end up with more combinations and a more cohesive wardrobe, because we all know that it's all been a bit like, print, let's have all of the print. Now, am I meant to be top stitching this before I understitch it? Nope, no top stitching. So yeah, it's like I've got some absolutely gorgeous suiting here. This is black wool suiting from Lady McElroy, and I want to make a pair of trousers, a skirt, and possibly a waistcoat out of this as well. One of my pieces that I'm going to be donating is my black crepe full circle skirt, because I put it on the other day and it's nice, but it's not my favorite, and I very rarely reach for it and wear it. And I think to the point where I put it on and decided to take it off again, because it was just like, no, this is not me. And this is it's not a lot heavier, it's a slightly heavier weight fabric, and I'm going to do a 3/4 circle skirt, because I found that is actually the perfect amount of fullness for me. And it's more of a bottom weight fabric than the crepe or the viscose that I've used previously. I'm still going to use my rainbow bias binding on the inside of all of those pieces. Like, the lining of the waistcoat is going to be super bright and in your face. But it's just, yeah, the skirt that I'm selling or donating is going, because it's just one of those ones that it's like, I don't feel great in this. So I still want to make up the black. I think a pair of black trousers, a black skirt, and a black waistcoat are going to be really versatile and work well for me. But yeah, I think the style that I did previously, whilst it worked for me great at the time, is not right for me anymore. So yeah, just, you know, that's what I'm thinking about the video kind of like is going to be, is this is why I made the thing, but this is why I don't wear the thing. So yeah. Nimue says, for all those wanting strapless with a feeling of security, Mina Lee did a video about boned bodysuit with flipper bones to secure the garment. It would also work the corset. Definitely a project. Yes, that's another channel. Minji Lee, she did like a corset body, didn't she? Yeah. That was very similar to, it's not quite the same, but it's very similar to the way that the Playboy bunny suits that we used to wear were made, and we had to wear the tights with them so that they didn't ride up. But they worked for us, because we could use them and like not worry about having to go to the bathroom in them, because that was all we were wearing. We weren't putting a load of stuff on top of it, so you could unzip your bunny suit whenever you needed to. But yeah, the flipper bones was a great idea. That was a great idea. Saskia says, I always tell myself there will be even more beautiful things coming out in the future, and that keeps the FOMO at bay for me. So far, it's always been true. Rotten Rail says, I'm just waking up and you're still going. I know. exciting. Natalie says, my most worn jackets are black wool trench coat and a cute little charcoal blazer. Not exciting, but they go with absolutely everything. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see if black is one of my neutral colours or if it's going to be like navy. I think when I've had my makeup on with the really black hair, that black looks good. I think with no makeup on, I look a little washed out without it, with it on. But I have fabric for a black coat. It's a polyester coating that I got from Montreux Fabrics as well. Mum and I bought 5 meters of the black and 5 meters of the tan for me and Mum, and we're going to be making the Vogue coat that there's a craftsy class for. And at one point, Mum was going to give me the tan, and she was going to have the black, but she's decided she wants the tan back, so I'm going to have the black again. It's a polyester fabric, like I said, but it is so soft. It feels amazing. Let's make sure that's all lying nice and flat. So I am going to be making a black coat. And yeah, in, you know, like all of the plain separates that I've been making recently have been so useful. So that's one bit of bias binding on. 3 more to do. I'm just going to baste the top of the pocket into place whilst I'm here, so I can take that pin out. That's that done. Right, time to secure the other side. Nimoy says, I think she even called it a bunny suit at one point. I figured it would be a bit of a deja vu for you. Yes, she did. It's very similar to the bunny suits. The bunny suits did actually have cups underneath of them though. She looked very similar in hers to how I looked in mine as well. Lots of hips in a teeny tiny waist. Let's see. Rachel then says, I've got the Butterick shirt dress pulled out and ready to start. I blame you. 6843. I'm trying to decide if I need to do a full bust adjustment. Isn't it? What doesn't it come with those done for you? Isn't it a cupped one? But yeah, it is a good pattern. Rotten Ralph says, we're discussing bunny suits, are we? We are. Elena says, but no matter what, everyone needs one black dress or suit for not so nice occasions. That is true. That is true. I can't remember what I wore to the last funeral that I went to. was a while ago. It was 6 years ago. Rotten Ralph says, Nimoy, I saw her video. Her corset videos are fascinating. Yes, I really enjoy her videos as well. That's on my list of projects that scare me for next year, making myself a corset so that I can make myself strapless dresses. Like one of the reasons I've not made a lot of the Gertie dresses is because you can't technically wear bras under them. Like the Liz dress I love, but it's not designed to be worn with a bra. It's designed with a lot of inbuilt support as well, but I know what I like and how I like this area to look, and I don't think that the dress is going to give me enough support in that area. So yeah, I think I'm going to make a corset. Natalie says to Elena, I have very specific things I only wear at funerals. Rotten Ralph says to Elena, I assume my black-tailed coat will fulfill that purpose. And yes, her bunny suits have cups inside that she did a how to make one once. Ah, interesting. I'm just trying to think if because the official bunny suit is actually trademarked. I think it actually has on the outside like a cup, because the one that she just didn't. It just had the princess seams, but it was cupped on the inside. I think the bunny suit does have a cup underneath. Johanna says, what pattern did you use for that brocade bolero? I'm planning a black bolero with Simplicity 8462, but I like the look of the one that you've made. I've also done a sew along for it of how to fully line it as well. It's New Look 6080, and there is a sew along on the channel. Natalie says, in my culture, funerals are a big deal and pretty formal. I have no need of black crepe trousers otherwise. Lol. Rotten Ralph says, for not so nice occasions, black clothes, still waking up. Nimue says to Johanna, it's New Look 6080. Don't know if it's still available. Well remembered, Nimue. Rotten Ralph says, it's less of a corset you need underneath. It's a long line bra to work with the dress supports. Yeah, I don't like strapless bras. I have tried many in my day, and my favourite support method has been a corset rather than a long line strapless bra. Tried it. I used to wear a lot of strapless dresses back in the day because I had a little corset that I could wear them with. And I tried that corset on the other day to try and get this red dress on. It did not work. I broke the zip. Whoops. Yeah. Gig Racer says, bras are on my things that scare me. Lost and procrastinated all year about making some. Same. I genuinely thought buying that calendar last year would give me the kick up the butt to make some, but I have, at the beginning of this year, I definitely retreated into my comfort zone for many reasons, all of which you guys know about. So yeah, that's why next year is the year of projects that scare me. I will get to bra making at some point. It will happen at some point. Yeah. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Rachel Lynn says, I'm looking at the pattern now. It doesn't have different pieces. It doesn't have different pieces, but it does have lines for a full butt adjustment, which I didn't realize. This made my life easier. Thank you. Cool. Is it a Palmer and Pletch one? 6843. That's the one that it was a McCall's and they've renamed as a Butterick. Johanna says, thank you to Nimue and Sian. Rotten Ralph says, I had to talk myself off the ledge in buying new fabric because I didn't want to pay for the shipping. Nimue says, I scrolled through your playlists for the pattern number. I'm no competition for your encyclopedic memory. Wow, I couldn't remember what that one was. But thank you, Nimue. Rotten Ralph says, I live in corsets as my support. Oh, excuse me. Definite frog in the throat there. As my support built in, you won't want the two support structures fighting. No, I know Gertie did a pattern for a corselet and the petticoat that went with it, which was a butterick pattern, and I don't know if it's still available. I know she's been rebranded under Simplicity. Because the thing is, like, it's the same for when my sister-in-law, I made her wedding dress muslin. I made her the muslin up, and then she was like, oh, I'm going to wear a corset underneath of it. And so the muslin was completely useless because the corset changed her body shape completely. I know Gertie's dresses are built with a lot of internal structure in them. I just don't think it's going to give me the support that I want. So I think what I'm going to do is make myself a comfortable, and it's not for waist reduction or anything like that. It is literally for support. So it's not going to be like a really heavy duty, like, it's more of the corselet that they used to do as built-in structure for like Dior dresses and things like that. They usually always had them built in. So I'm gonna experiment next year. Like, I've got two dresses. I've the Liz dress from Gertie and the Lana dress that's just come out. I've just bought that one. Both of those are on my Make 9. Definitely frog in the throat. That's better. So yeah, it's going to be an experiment. I'm going to try lots of different things, but yeah, I agree with you. I if there's a giant amount of corsetry in the dress and you don't want an entire corset underneath, like you say, fight the two support structures fighting each other. Elena said, I had a black dress that was for only funerals and it had the most bright and colourful lining, and that little secret gave me so much comfort on those days. Sadly, the dress is too small now. That's a lovely idea though. I need a new one. Rachel Lynn says it's a Palmer and Pletch one. Yes, they should have all the full bust adjustment details on the pattern pieces for you. I think they did have separate pieces for each bodice size because of the way that they instruct you to tissue fit it, so that I think Guy Grace says, same with the advent calendar. I also bought one this year in the vintage colourway. Hopefully it will work its magic and I will brave the scary list. You can do it. Rotten Rouse says, corsets are for bust support. My 34F cups won't be supported by tiny straps. It's entertaining when I try. Yes. 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 No, I went to buy, I think I told you guys this before. I went to Marks and Spencer's earlier this year to buy myself some new lingerie because there was just one of those ones that was like a cheer myself up. I used to do that all the time when the Senza was still a thing. And I had to try on a whole bunch of different sizes from Marks and Spencer and the Rosie Whittingley, whatever her name is, range. And I ended up being a 32 double G. It was like, huh? What? I mean, that's the only company that I'm that size in, but it was just one of those ones where it was like, but yeah, the thicker the strap, the better. That's one of the reasons I want to make the Boylston bra, because the straps on that are quite thick. And it's a balconette shape, which is my favorite. So yeah, Rachel Lynn says, I haven't pulled out the actual pattern pieces yet. That's next. I've just been looking at the instructions. I think, if I remember rightly, Rachel Lynn, then there is a separate bodice piece for each size, with all of the adjustments that they talk about in the instructions on those pattern pieces. So like your full bust adjustment lines, the lengthen and shorten lines, all those are actually printed on this pattern piece for you, from what I remember. Naughty Nine Crafts, that's another channel that I watch every now and again. She did an unpopular sewing opinions video recently where she got her audience to send in unpopular sewing opinions, and somebody sent in a comment just saying, I don't understand the love of French seams, it just seems really snobby to me. I'm sorry, that came to mind because I'm doing a finish on a seam now, and it was just like, how are French seams snobby? It wasn't at all. Like, for me, the only reason I started learning to, the reason that came into my mind is because the video that I did for the shirt dress that Rachel Lynn is talking about, I fully lined it, and then it reminded me that you guys have asked for a video of lining, finishing from the inside, or finishing from the start, how to plan out what finishes you're going to use for your different dresses. You've asked for a video on that, and that made me think about and then I'm doing a seam finish now, and it just reminded me of that, like, French seams seem snobby. It's like, what? The only reason I started doing French seams is because I'm scared of my overlocker, and I've just gotten in the habit, and I just prefer the bias binding and French seams for woven garments. So that one made me giggle. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, I so understand your suffering. Gig Racer says, same to Rotten Ralph, J-cups and spaghetti straps, not a good mix. Yeah, when I do the Sicily slip dress, I'm going to go for the thicker shoulder strap option, as long as I can make it long enough for my preference as well. I have permanent red marks on my shoulders from my bra straps. Like, that's from wearing it today, but this red coloring it doesn't go away. Like, it's just basically there constantly. So yeah. Ron Rouse says Gertie had her corselet pattern as Butterick 6530 and Simplicity 9293 because I am an information gnome. I love it. Thank you. Carol says, once you start making your own bras, you might find a reason you like balconette bras is something that you can adjust for any pattern. Yeah, like the Emerald Erin bra with the power, but I like the shape that balconette bras give. I don't particularly like plunge bras. It'd be much easier if I did for some of the dresses that I wear, but yeah. Alison says, Cashmere have brought out a bra pattern that is the Willow White bra. It's an underwired one. I'm waiting for Jenny to bring out a pattern for a wire-free version. Mary Ellen says, I'm making the patina blouse in poly satin. I'm doing French seams to tame the fray. Yeah. Elena says, ouch, Sean, that looks so painful. I mean, honestly, it's not painful. It's really not painful. Like, I am not one that would tolerate being in pain all day. It's not painful. It's just, yeah. Alison says, I was going to start making workshop this month, but sadly it was cancelled. Oh no, that is sad. Natalie says, I saw that too, and it made me wonder why channels that the commentator had watched to come up with the snobby French themes. Yeah. Rotten Rouse says, the Gertie patterns are available on Etsy. Ooh, I will check that one out because I do like the look of that corselet pattern. Carol says, your bra is meant to support without the straps. Does your bra tack in this? Does your bra tack in the center? Touch in the center? Yes, it does touch where it should. It does fit. This fits as well. The underwire is where it should be. If anyone comes in, I'm just like grabbing my boobs. Yeah, no, my the underwire does touch in the center. Like, it does actually touch, because I've had that before. So it does support around. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, I have my Kestos bra cut out and waiting for me in the craft room. Nimue says, for some people, anything French is immediately snobby. The seams are really useful, though, for multiple reasons. I agree. And I love the fact that in French they are en anglais. They're English seams. It just, I like that. And I mean, like, I appreciate that, like, not everybody wants to finish the inside of the garments the way that I do, and that's totally fine. That's the beauty of sewing. We're all allowed to do exactly what we want and how we want it. I like these finishes. They make me happy. Like, yeah, so I do them. And it's not because I think they're better. It's just because they make me happy. Like on some of my all my 8577s, the inside of those are pinked. Just pinked, the inside of the skirts. So good enough for Dior, it's good enough for me. And they're fine, and they've been through the wash loads, and they've not like unraveled. Natalie says, me too, me too. I have those red marks and actually grooves in my shoulders. 36H, blah. Yeah. Yeah, those marks are pretty much constant. And I, like I say, I am not one that will tolerate being in pain. I don't like outfits that restrict me. I don't like outfits that are uncomfortable. I will change out of those things very, very quickly. And yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah. Elena says, my straps need to be almost whole shoulder width to be comfy to wear. Yeah, I'm really excited about trying the Boylston bra. I think I've got that name right. But the straps on that are quite thick, and they can be made out of fabric rather than just elastic. So you can, yeah. I need to just get on and get them done. Determined to get this skirt done before I go for snacks, but it's been 3 hours. Whoops. As long as I give myself enough time to actually go and get snacks. Yeah, got plenty of time because the shop's shut at 4 here on a Sunday. Catherine says, I only recently bought some pinking shears, mainly for doing the inner seams of jackets, having just made my first jacket. Ooh, nice. I love my Kai pinking shears. They were a gift from KK, and seriously, they are awesome. They're great for when you have a curved seam, like my like these seams here. They needed to be notched into so that it would sit flatly on the curve. So I use the pinking shears rather than cutting into it, and it will help everything lie nice and flatly. So I really like them for that as well. If you have to notch curves. Where did I get to? What Ralph says, I posted the link to the Etsy page on the Peeps group. Thank you. I have pinking shears. I use them for decorating. Alison says, I can get you the Gertie Simplicity pattern with the petticoat as they're on special at Spotlight. Oh, thank you. Let me have a look and see how much they are on Etsy and how much shipping is. Alison, and I shall let you know. Ralph says to Elena, I hear you. Natalie says, I didn't do any finishing on my palazzo pants. The ponte doesn't fray, so I was lazy. Yeah. No worries with that. I mean, it's all about your preferences and what you want and how you want it to look. So, yeah. Nimoy says, Enablers United. My friend had forgotten that something delightful sale and just checked. So now I clearly have to treat myself to at least some of my wish list. You do indeed. You do indeed. Lala Palooza says, Kai pinking shears are going to be in my stocking for sure. Yeah, they are awesome. I love them. Ralph says, it's only been recently that I've discovered the actual purpose. Oh, for pinking shears. Elena says, the line of conversation today has been most wondering Name pronunciation, movies, colour matching bras. And then Ralph says confirms the use of pinking shears. Yeah. I think it's been a very interesting conversation today. Always something new and different. I am determined to get this skirt done. I don't think it's actually going to drop either. The lining might. So my method for that is I'm going to hem this skirt with bias binding and hem it in my usual way. And then I'm going to do a rolled hem on the lining, but I'm going to do it about an inch shorter than the main body of the skirt, because if the lining drops on the bias, fingers crossed it won't peek out under the bottom, and it won't matter that anyone, because nobody's going to see that the lining isn't exactly straight. So yeah. Sarah's here. Hello peeps. Hello. Lollapalooza says, if you're in Canada, Fabricville has Vogue patterns for 60% off today. Ooh, good knowledge. Thank you for sharing. Oops. Mary Ellen says, Sian, are you putting bias binding around the top of the skirt? No, because it's going to get sewn to this and there's going to be a lining and nobody's ever going to see that seam. So no. Yeah, I only do fancy finishes on seams that might get seen. So yeah. Like, I haven't done any finishing to any of the inside seams of the bodice. I have used the pinking shears around the curved seam of the bib into the bodice main. Alison says they are only $8, so they are a bargain. This is true, but I think the parcel that you're going to send at some point is like giant already, isn't it, Alison? I don't want to add loads of extra weight to it. Rotten Ralph says, I feel sadness when I hear people are having problems with bra fitting. I just want to hold and pat their hand there. There. I understand your pain. Yeah. I remember I went to Rigby and Pella to be properly fitted, because they were lingerie makers for the Queen, darling. And I was just happened to, I mean, I lived in London and they were next to Harrods, so yeah, I went in to get fitted and actually ended up buying a bra from them. It was a full coverage bra. It was a green, sort of sagey green lace number with the matching underwear as well, and it was really beautiful and did fit me really well. I was a 28 double D at the time. Yeah, it was actually after the appointment with my surgeon, because they were like, well, you know, what size are you now? And I was like, I said to them, I was like, oh, I'm a 13D. And they're like, you're not a D cup. And I was like, yeah, I am. That's the size bra I wear. They're like, go to Rigby and Pella and get fitted and let us know. So I rang them up and I'm like, actually, I'm a 30 double D. And they were like, oh. So. Yeah. Alison says, I will put the pattern in with your Christmas card to send. Oh, thank you. Vanessa says, I'm working on my son's birthday sewing and a new coat for me. I can't wait to show the peeps when it's finished, as I have neon fur to line it with. Ah, amazing. Natalie says, what colour neon? And Anessa says, Natalie, it's pink, purple and blue neon with navy. That sounds like it. And Natalie says, ooh, so fun. Yes. Ross says, properly getting fitted is so eye-opening. It really was. Because like I say, I mean, some of the bras that I used to wear when I was much, much smaller were a 28 back. I'm wearing a 32 now. But yeah, like a 28 back. And then I've always had big boobs. I mean, obviously, you know, after a point they were enhanced, but they were, you know, even beforehand, like I say, I was a double D cup before I had them done. But I've always had a teeny tiny rib cage and back, and yeah, like La Senza was one of the only places that did the balconette shape and the small back, but with the big cup sizes. I used to have so much lingerie, some of which I wore more than others. Some of them were very uncomfortable. And I bought them because they were in the sale and they were pretty, and then I actually like tried to wear them and it was like, oh, no, this is not the one. But the majority of the stuff was pretty good. I miss La Senza. They are still trading, but it's a new company. It's not the same. It's not the same. Laurel says, good morning, good morning. Rotten Mouse is bright and cheery for the fur lining, I'm guessing. Alison says the pattern doesn't weigh much, so don't worry. Oh, thank you, Alison. That is most kind. Right, I've got 3 more lines of top stitching to do. Then we can sew the skirt together and then we'll call it a day so that I can go and get snacks. Because I need the snacks. I've got a short to edit that I need to get up. And I'm hoping I can finish this dress today. Should be able to. Okay, that's skirt back done. Trim off the excess. And let's get the skirt front done. I've had I know I talked about it at the beginning. I like read everyone's names out who've joined Patreon, but I've had 80 people sign up to Patreon. So thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. And quite a few of you have taken me up on the yearly membership option. I know there's some of you that want the YouTube memberships, so there's a few little things that I need to get sorted with that, and then I can get that launched. And I know that some of you are going to switch back over from Patreon to YouTube because you prefer it that way. It's easier for you. I will say YouTube do take a much larger cut than Patreon do. I've got an eyelash that's making a bid for freedom. Let me get it. But I understand it's going to be preferable for some people to be able to see it all on YouTube. And apparently, videos that are YouTube member exclusive show up on the channel. It just says, oh, only members can see this. So it might be quite good advertising. So thank you very much to the few people that wanted it, because it's made me look into it a bit more. And yeah, it might be good advertising. Where did I get to? Read the chat. Natalie says, I think most people get the wrong size band versus cup until they get properly fitted. Yeah. Mary Ellen says, my bra was totally the opposite. In the early 20s, I needed a 32 nearly A. Jojo says, I adored Licenza back in the day. Oh, the 90s. I feel like feels like a million years ago. Yeah. Rock Ralph says, my issue is always the problem with the shops never carrying my size, and they up the band to sister size and they don't fit my ribs. Yeah. There's a company called All Undone who specializes in small bands with big bra cups. A friend of mine's friend owns it. Their stuff is beautiful and actually really well priced for what it is, because it's all silk and like natural fibers. They are beautiful. Rachel Lynn says, your shorts have been fun. Oh, good, thank you. Catherine says, I will still wear a 38A. I tried to get measured at Marks and Spencer's and they came out as a 42 AA. Aye, right, but which doesn't exist, so they tried a 42B. Yeah, I think it's interesting as well, because you can go to one shop and be one size, and then you can go to another shop and be a completely different size. It's like I say, the Marks and Spencer's ones, I was a 32 double G. I'm not a 32 double G, but that was the size that fit me best and looked best. So yeah, odd. Lala Palooza says, what type of is that bias binding? Is that you're using? It's the poly satin one that I get from eBay. Always linked in my frequently asked questions section. Natalie says, I was a C cup by the time I was 12 years old. Ooh. Anessa says, I've tried to get fitted for bras a few times, and everything they tell me I need a 38 band, and it's so big it slides up onto my boobs, but they swear that's right. That can't be right. That's so weird. Yeah, the band is meant to be firmly supportive, isn't it? Because you're not meant to carry the weight on your shoulders. Those straps are not meant to be carrying the weight of your boobs. I'm sure once I've worked out what size I am and what type of underwires I need and what size of underwires I need, and I find a pattern that I love and get to fit me well, then you guys are going to get sick of all the underwear that I'm going to be making, because I have a feeling that I will be making a lot. Because at the moment I have very boring selection, and one of my things is that I will always be wearing matching underwear. Like, even if I'm wearing the slouchiest of outfits, I always have matching underwear on. But at the moment I have a red silk set, which is the fancy one from Marks and Spencer's, black, cream and grey. So yeah, I miss all my fancy underwear. But this company that I found that I wear, it's basically it's Wonder Bra, and the size that they do fits me really well. So I'm wearing a 32E, and it fits me really well. It's comfortable. It's the balconette shape that I like. My only complaint is that it's lacy, and I wish they did it in a smooth, but all their smooth ones aren't balconette, they're all plunge. It's another reason that I wear slips like I am today, because this dress with a lacy bra underneath of it could end up looking a little lumpy and bumpy in a weird way. So slip smooths everything out. Where did I get to with the chat? Martin Ralph says, Mary Ellen, I understand that my friends have always made jokes regarding the dark magic needed to share my bounty, so we could all end up with B cups back in the teens when I was the only 32D cup. Rachel then says, I once went to get a bra and this lady tried to measure me with a sports bra on. Ended up having to get a different salesperson because she wouldn't listen that the sports bra compresses you. Yeah. Christine says, the trouble with bra sizes is that every maker of bra fits differently. Both the band and the cup sizes are a lottery, totally. Jojo says, shops rarely carry my size either. Wide band, but B cup. I'm literally the opposite of you. Haha. Monica says, you'd think they would streamline bra sizes by now instead of all the guessing. I'm a 36 double D since grade 7. Bra shopping is not fun. Yeah. Olivia says, how are the thumbs up? We have 126 and 101 thumbs up. Awesome. Olivia says she can only see 46. Oh, I've got 101 on my screen. Rotten Ralph says, all undone. Research gnome. Yeah, I really like all undone. I think they're still trading. I think I've got the name right. Yeah. Independent style-led lingerie company label for sizes 28 double D to 34 double G. Ethically made in the UK, free shipping. And they are works of art. Very, very pretty. I really ought to get myself a set of those. Although their last post was from July 2021. I hope they're still trading. Yeah, they look like they're still trading. So let's see. Olivia says, I only see 46 thumbs up. Catherine says, hardly anyone except Marks and Spencer's make A cups affordably. Rosie works for me too. Oh, cool. Christine says, I see 59 likes. Rotten Ralph says, I was a ballerina with a C cup at 12. Wayne. Elena said to Natalie, I had a cup E at that age, and even with the right size, it killed my posture completely. Now, after having kids, gotten to an H and J cup, it's even worse. Laurel says, fun fact, the actress who played Vasquez in Aliens now has a specialty lingerie cup shop in Los Angeles for larger bust sizes. Cool. Carol says, I won't get sick of underwear making. I think I'm very close to getting a pattern to fit, so I'll be making all the bras. Nice. Lynn says, I can virtually help you out with bra making so you can avoid the mistakes I made. But once you get a pattern to fit, there'll be no stopping you. That's, yeah. I have a feeling that the Boylston, like I say, that is the Emerald Erin, what's it called? The Emerald Erin Black Beauty bra and the Boylston, the orange lingerie Boylston bra. I have a feeling that once I get those to fit me, I will be making many. What Ralph says they still exist? Yes. Nimue says, does anyone have finished measurements for the Butterick 669 handy? I'm normally comfortable going for the smaller package, but this one is so fitted. Butterick Force. If they're not put it, they were saying that they have like put the finished garment measurements on the websites now. Have they not done that? Oh, it's an older pattern. It's the corset pattern. No, I haven't got. I haven't got it easily accessible. Take it, it's over there. And I'm getting hungry. Sorry, I'm away. Right, skirts seams are bound. Let's sew the front to the back. Julian's here. Hi, caught the live for a bit. Happy birthday, Julian. I did say happy birthday to you earlier, but I didn't think you were going to be here today because it is your birthday. But yeah, you made it. Are you doing anything exciting? Carol says, I have a lot of pretty materials to use, me too. Rotten Rouse says, beautiful, beautiful lingerie. Monica says, I would be so excited to jump down the bra making adventure with you, Sian. What an exciting YouTube series that would be. Yeah, the modelling the final garments, though, could be interesting. Rotten Rouse says, Lynn, I might take you up on that. Fox 3D says, I like rainy days, but we've been having unusual long rain periods and it rains for days. My sewing room is so dark. Miss Sunshine. Oh, yeah. Julian says, thank you. You're very welcome. Nimue says, you don't have to dig it out. Yeah, it's over there. But I'll have a look and see if it's got it on the back, but I doubt it because it's an older pattern, isn't it? Hang on. Throwing it on the floor. It's got no garment measurements on the back, Nimue. I would still say go for the smaller size though, because I remember there's a couple of people who've made it and they made it up in the size that the envelope told them to, and it was way too big for them. Rotten Ralph says, happy birthday to Julian. Nimue says, happy birthday to Julian. Julian says, I'm wearing a pink wool moto jacket that I made for my birthday from the Nomi, the new Nomi pattern. Awesome. I was saying earlier, there's I actually didn't splurge on something delightful this Black Friday. There was only 4 patterns that I really, really wanted, and yours was one of them. So yeah, I will get it at some point. I will get it at some point. Christine says, I find that some of the fantasy bra range fit me well. The 34F. Like I've tried Bravissimo. Like I've tried a bunch of different stuff, and the ones that, like I say, I'm very specific about the style that I like. I want the balconette style. It's just my preference, and like the majority of my clothes are designed and made with a balconette bra in mind, so you know it's practical as well. I just prefer the shape it gives. And like very few people do a proper balconette bra for a larger cup size, so I find that really frustrating. Elena says, hurrah, I have cut all the lining, only batting and top fabric left. Okay, I need to draw them first. You can bleed. Lynn says to Rotten Ralph, no problem. Rotten Ralph says, remember the butterick usually includes 4 inches of ease in every pattern. Nimue says, yeah, smaller should probably work. Lacing needs flexibility and shouldn't be too hard to add a few centimetres if needed. Agreed. Nimue says, should I add your pattern wishes to my order, Sian, and then pack them for a future wall? Oh, would you mind, Nimue? That would be amazing. Thank you, because there's 4 that I really, really want. That would be really cool. But I don't want to make it so that you go over your limit for your customs fees and things. Rotten Ralph says, Nimue, do a mock-up out of something like canvas. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to check the size on your pattern, Julian, and see if I should get it for, if it would be one that Dad would actually be able to fit into. Let's get these side seams done, and then I can go for snacks, because I need the snacks. Nimue says, of course, we're paying customs for sure anyway. Okay, cool. Thank you, thank you, Nimue. Sorry, I read Alison's name that came up underneath. Rotten Ralph says, I have made the pattern. It runs big. Good knowledge. Alison says, happy birthday to Julian. And Julian says it goes up to a size 52. I reckon that Dad will fit into it. Yeah. Awesome. Now I've just got to talk Mum into making it for Dad. Probably should do it myself, shouldn't I? Right. Let's sew some side seams of a skirt, and then I can go for sneaks. Because hungry. This meal is where I was meant to be. Needle cord against needle cord is like velvet. It does not want to behave. It does not want to behave. Alison says, which pattern did you want? Sean, from Something Delightful? There's about 4 that I want, and I think they're mainly Vogues, and then I said the Julian's Know Me pattern as well. But I can't remember what the numbers are off the top of my head. Conchetta says, happy birthday to Julian. Nimue says, definitely mock-up, but the smaller range only goes up to a 12 on that pattern, and the size chart has me at an 18. I'm always happy to ignore the 2 size differences. 3 made me doubtful. I think from everything that I've seen that it does come up huge, and I think it would be, like you say, there's the lacing, and then I think adding a centimetre or 2 here and there is probably going to be all that you need if you do need to make it slightly bigger. Rotten Ralph says, see, I always love seeing other people's inner sewing. Conchetta says, sorry, I got a bit quiet cutting out a wallet. Yikes. So many pieces for bags, isn't there? At some point, I need to make my Janine clutch as well. That's going to be a one-day project in Vlogmas, I'm thinking. Julian says, thank you all. Have to jump off to start my day. Talk to you later. Enjoy your birthday, Julian, whatever you get up to. And it sounds like you're going to look fabulous. I'm so close. Actual sewing in a sewing hangout, like, you know. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, one side done. Let's do the other side. Rock Ralph says, I hate for you to feel like you have to buy a pattern twice. What are the bust measurements? I'm confined to my bedroom by my furry overlord. I tell you what I'll do, Nimue, once I've gone and got snacks, I'm going to come back and I'll take a photo of the finished garment measurements for you on the pattern pieces, because I need to know at some point as well. And then I'll send that over to you when I send you my 4 patterns that I'd like as well, please. So I'm not going to do it now because I'm desperately trying to get this skirt finished so that I can go and get some food, because my stomach is going to start rumbling any second now. Oh gosh, did anyone watch the new Disenchanted movie? I loved the first one. I think that was actually one of the times that I went to the cinema by myself. The very first time that I was just like, you know what, I want to go see this movie. I don't care if I'm by myself. And it was in Leicester Square. One of I think it was the Cineworld, and it was in one of the tiny theatres that only had like seats for 40 people, and there was all these people, like all these couples there, and there were all these boyfriends who were just like, eesh. And you could see them like looking at me and being like, well, she came by herself, why didn't you? To their girlfriends. But I really loved Enchanted. But Disenchanted, I thought it was really bad. I was really sad. I didn't enjoy it. Her costume, there were 2 costumes that were amazing. The yellow dress when she's good, and then the peacock dress when she's bad. That one was brilliant. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't for me. Which is really sad because I love the original. Rotten Ralph says, I want to see Disenchanted. I watched 2000 Years of Longing and loved it. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Nimue says, thanks, Sean. Definitely food first, but this is exactly why I hate the big 4 E's and hidden finish measurements. You only know after spending your money. Yes. Although apparently Amy said that the new patterns coming out have got all the information on them. In fact, Amy, bless her, she messaged me. Amy is the UK's McCall's Simplicity ambassador, Almond Roxos. She messaged me on Instagram to say, I'm sorry that I forgot to message you back after we spoke, but this, and this. And I haven't messaged her back on that one yet. I need to reply to her. Oh my gosh. Just remember, I thought I was going to see her at the dressmaker's ball and I didn't because she couldn't come. So yes, I need to pull my finger out and do that. Rotten Ralph, Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton. Yeah, I really want to see that. Tilda Swinton. It's a genie, isn't it? Sarah says, just a friendly reminder to like the chat, peeps. Yes, 123 of us and 113 likes. Alison says, good night, Sean and peeps. I do hope you have a wonderful week full of joy and sewing, Sean. Please give Chiana a cuddle from me. Binks says, sends purrs and headbutts. Thank you, Binks, and thank you, Alison. Rotten Ralph says, it's based on a short story I read years ago. He's a djinn. Yeah, she's a literature teacher. Yeah, I want to see that one. I think that was one of the ones I really wanted to go and see at the cinema, and I kind of got out of the habit of going. Yay, skirt is complete. It needs pressing. It does need pressing. But skirt is complete. I'm not going to sew it to the bodice yet because I want to sew the sleeves on first because there's less fabric to wrangle. I was worried that this isn't going to be full enough, but you know what? I think it might. It might be full-ish enough. It's definitely going to fit over the hips. That's good. And the waistline gets gathered down with elastic. And it does say to do shearing elastic on the pattern, but I'm not going to do shearing elastic. I'm going to put in 1 inch wide elastic that I'm going to sew over a couple of times because I think that gives me more factor than this will. Bud skirt, these teeny tiny pockets. And I'm hoping they'll sit, yeah, they're going to sit better once it's sewn to the bodice because at the moment you can really see the lining, but that's not going to be the worst thing in the world, is it? Oh, it feels nice in there as well. Yay! I got a skirt lining and a skirt sewn. Actual sewing on a sewing channel during a sewing hangout. I feel very proud of myself. Right. So let's see. Rotten Ralph says, I bought it on Blu-ray. It's sad, but in the happy for deep people manner. Skirt done. Food is next. Yes. Natalie says, yay for finished skirt. And Nimue says, well done. Yes. Yes. Food next. So next, like I said, lots of shorts next week as ever. Trying to get at least 1 out a day. There probably will be maybe 2 today. I might film the reveal of this later if I get it finished this afternoon. But we shall see. But I've done a what are you doing now? Because there's a hashtag on YouTube on Instagram for what are you doing now, isn't there? You can tag other people in. So I thought I'd do that for my short today. So yes, yes. And then, sorry, words are hard. Then I am going to have the November lookbook out on Friday and the December plans up on Saturday. Vlogmas is going to be starting on Thursday. I'm going to start filming it on Wednesday though, because it's nice to not have to. It's nice to be a day in advance for us for editing purposes. So yeah, Vlogmas is going to start on Thursday next week. So yeah, lots and lots of content coming your way soon. For all those people who were complaining about the waffle going away, there will be much waffle coming your way. Much waffle. So I'm going to go and get some food because hungry. Need to eat. So I will see you all next Sunday for the first Vlogmas hangout. I have no idea what we're going to be doing. I haven't decided yet, so who knows? But I've had a very lovely afternoon with you guys, so thank you very much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all live next Sunday, and I'll see you for those other videos in between times. Bye.